It's game time. WNKX welcomes you to this live presentation of local high school sports, made possible by our community advertising partners.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to WNKX Live. We are just under 10 minutes away from tip-off for the girls' game. We are live here in Fairview as your Hickman County Lady Dogs have gone down the road to take on the Fairview Yellow Jackets. Now, Cam, the Hickman County Lady Dogs are coming off a huge win this past Monday against Columbia Academy, a team who is very talented, well coached, a very all-around team. But the Lady Dogs, they came in, they did their job, and they took care of business by a final score of 40-34. Now, I look here at the stat sheet from last Monday. As we're accustomed to, Ava Floyd led the team in scoring with 21, and the last few games, she's been putting up 20-plus points. So, Cam, Ava returning here to Fairview, as we touched on the last time these two teams faced off. Ava, of course, transferring in from Fairview this year. This is her first season as a Lady Dog. So for her, how do you think she needs to handle this atmosphere being back in her old gym?
Come out aggressive, just like she has every game, Josh. The young lady's very impressive, whether it's ball handling, shooting, just her ability to find her shot is exceptional, Josh. And I want to see her continue that here. It's important in a tough game for you to get started and get started early, and I look for her to do that this evening.
Now, of course, some players to watch. It's not exclusive to Ava. We know on Monday we saw a tremendous performance from Delaney King. And her performance was so good, in fact, that she was selected by Coach Gordon to be our player of the game, not only for her role underneath, getting offensive rebounds, being a physical presence in the paint, but she also did a pretty solid job of scoring. She had 8 points, which rivals her top performances this year. And she has been perfecting that mid-range shot, and it seems like a guarantee every time she takes it. So, Cam, what do you want to see out of Delaney King tonight?
So Columbia Academy, they weren't the biggest. They weren't the biggest girls. They didn't have the best size, and Delaney took advantage of that. Tonight against Fairview, these girls have a little size to them, Josh, and I don't want that to stop her. You mentioned the mid-range shot. You know what stops height? The ability to shoot over the top of it. I mean, if she's making it in front of your face, then what's it really going to matter? So I think if she wants to stay in that high in that scoring column, she needs to continue to use that mid-range shot, because tonight, with size against her, that'll be even more valuable.
Of course, and I think what we're looking forward to tonight is the performance of senior Nola Kate Bentley, but on the opposite end of that, a freshman, Carly Everett. We saw on Monday against Columbia Academy, Carly, no buckets on the game, but she has been getting a lot of minutes, and the more minutes Coach Gordon gives her, she's not going to stay at 0 points for too long. She's going to come out one of these games and put out a clinical performance, and I'm excited to see how many minutes she gets tonight. But I'm also looking forward to Nola Kate, of course, very dangerous from beyond the perimeter. Didn't make any threes on Monday, but there are other ways to be valuable to your team outside of just shooting three-pointers. But I do want to look back to the last time these two teams squared off. Hickman County won by a final of 45-35, and the scoring in that game was a lot more spread out, Cam. We saw Delaney King 4 points, Haley Gordon with 7, Carly Everett with 3, Ava Floyd with only 11, Nola Bentley, who led the team in scoring, with 12, Chloe Warren with 4, and Zoe Chilton with 4. And I'm hoping tonight, Cam, that we see Nola start to get that confidence back, just as we saw her have last week against Fairview.
Yeah, Josh, I totally agree. What I'm going to look for tonight is the stat sheet you just read off. There was points scattered everywhere, like you said. I'm expecting to see that, but even to a greater extent. These teams have already played. They know what they can do against this team. I look for them to do what they did and more, honestly, because they're coming out, and I've been watching these warm-ups. They're looking pretty good, Josh.
Well, and Cam, another player that I mentioned that had a big impact against the last time the Hickman County Bulldogs played the Yellow Jackets was Haley Gordon. She started the season off so strong against Battle Creek, against Fairview, and we've seen her be relatively silent offensively these last few weeks. And of course, being a junior, I mean, what do we need to see from her, Cam?
Aggressiveness. I think it starts there. I think the last couple of games we haven't seen her be quite assertive. I don't know where that particularly is coming from, but I want to see her change that up. You're never going to be a successful player if you don't play with confidence, right? And confidence is what leads to success for you. Tonight, I want to see her come out with confidence. If she misses a shot, not be afraid to take another one. If she makes a turnover, being fearless enough and being willing to make another one because she's hustling. So, in the greater scheme of things, Josh, each one of these girls, before you talk about their skill and everything that they possess, you have to talk about the confidence that they need to play with and the competitiveness that they need to play with. And that CA game, I think, really brought it out in them. And they got a pretty good win the other night against Fairview, right? But I think with the confidence coming from that Columbia Academy game, being a better opponent, I'm expecting a bigger win tonight.
And I want to touch on these last few victories. And what we've noticed from the Hickman County Lady Dogs is their inability to really keep the foot on the gas in the second half. We've seen that several times so far this season. I know for sure against Fairview, against Ravenwood. I'm looking forward to seeing how Coach Gordon has hopefully lit a fire under these girls, and hopefully he's instilled in them a certain killer instinct, right? Because whenever you're up by 10, up by 15, it's so easy to fall asleep and go through the motions on the court. But no matter who your opponent is, if you fall asleep on the court, you give them a chance to come back. And I mean, we've seen that happen. Of course, a lot of these scores that we've seen this year finished by a lot closer margin than they probably should have been. So tonight I'm hoping not only do the Lady Dogs start strong, but I'm hoping they finish strong as well.
Yeah, and we've seen that as an issue with both teams, the guys and the girls, that when it comes to the getting out of halftime in the third quarter, they have not been the aggressors coming out of that half. And if they want to be successful and be successful late into the season, they have to be assertive coming out of halftime. It doesn't matter how big of a lead that you have going into halftime, it can vanish. And so coming out of the half and taking care of business and immediately getting back started is going to be huge for these Lady Dogs tonight.
Now, Cam, I think another point that we've made several times in these broadcasts is the importance of playing clean basketball, right? Of course, not just talking about turnovers, but talking about fouls as well. And it's so important, especially in this sport, to find a balance. You want to be aggressive, you want to hustle, but it's like the old adage, too much of a good thing can eventually become bad. And over-aggressiveness, of course, leads to sloppy fouls and late-game turnovers. But what I've seen from the Lady Dogs, especially against Columbia Academy, no real foul trouble. We saw Haley Gordon get up to 4 fouls later in the game, and of course that poses an issue, having to sub her in and out, be very careful with how many minutes she gets. But other than her, very clean ball from the Lady Dogs. I'm hoping that continues here tonight.
Yeah, Josh, that's super important. I think one thing is clear. The Lady Dogs are the better team. This is their game to lose, right? They can be in full control of this game. If they don't take care of the basketball, that is how Fairview wins this game, is seizing opportunities that we give them. So if we take care of our business, they have no business on the court with us.
I agree with you, Cam, and we are just under a minute and a half away from tip-off here. The Hickman County Lady Dogs are on the road as they take on the Fairview Lady Yellow Jackets. We'll be back here in just a few moments on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern Style Pizza is ours. power thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
States of America.
Oh, so can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang out, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we're back live here on WNKX. The national anthem has been performed and the starting lineups are being introduced. The starting lineup tonight for your Hickman County Lady Bulldogs will be Delaney King, Zoe Chilton, Ava Floyd, Chloe Warren, and Haley Gordon. So Cam, really no surprises at all as far as the starting five that we're getting tonight for the Hickman County Lady Dogs. We know we've seen Ava Floyd and Chloe Warren really go back and forth exchanging point guard duties. What kind of dynamic do you think they bring to the floor?
Josh, if you can have two people with the ability to bring the ball up the floor, that they have two different paces to how they play. They have two different ways to how they play. Ava has that scorer mentality. Chloe has that classic point guard, get the offense started mentality. Both of them being ball handlers, the variance in the way that they play brings so much value to this team because you never really know what you're getting, because when Ava comes down, she poses a different threat, and the differences in those threats that they pose are so important to the way these Lady Dogs succeed.
And we are now ready for tip-off, ladies and gentlemen, and Fairview wins the tip. They bring it up the floor now. Now at the left wing. Guarded by Warren, now to the top of the key, swung out to the right wing. There Gordon's there to meet her, now in the paint. Warren guarding, left-handed layup, no good, off the back of the rim. Rebounded by King, but it's knocked out of her hands, and Warren picks it up. Warren taking up the right side of the floor, now to Floyd. Floyd driving in, now dribbles back out to the right corner, now back to the top of the key to Zoe Chilton. Zoe looking for help and finds Chloe. Chloe dribbling. Tries to drive around into the paint, now kicks it back out. Zoe Chilton from 3. She got it! And a fantastic start to this ball game for the Hickman County Lady Dogs as Zoe Chilton is good from 3.
Josh, that's a heck of a way to get started for these Lady Dogs. I absolutely love them coming out and getting aggressive. That 3 from Zoe to get it started, that sets a precedent for the rest of the game.
Now Fairview trying to get some offense. They drive in, the ball is knocked away. Or no, I believe she lost handle on it, is what they'll say, and it'll be a turnover, Hickman County basketball. Now Fairview here in a press look. Chilton passes into Gordon. Gordon thrusts out of the floor, stops and finds Zoe. Oh, nice spin move there by Zoe. Drives in, kicks it back out to Warren. Now to Chilton. Pump fakes, now drives in, dribbles in slowly in the paint. Kicks it back under the free throw shot. King drives in, left-handed layup, won't go. And Chilton the rebound. And she puts it up, no good. But Zoe Chilton will go to the line. And Cam, it was a 1-on-4 right there, and Zoe still came out with the basketball. What a play by that young lady.
Absolutely, that's just a result of getting in there, getting after and giving the effort that the other team won't give. Getting offensive rebounds, getting second chance points, especially early in the game, are so important.
And Zoe makes free throw number 1. 4-0 your score early. Hickman County leads, 6:35 to go in the first. And Chilton knocks down number 2.
Even more so than getting those second chance opportunities, knocking down free throws is even greater.
Oh, and Chilton gets a hand on it, and she takes it away. And Chilton now setting up. And Fairview takes it away and takes it back down the floor. Tries to drive into the paint, throws up an errant shot, no good. Gets her own rebound and tries a put back there, no good. But they will get a foul called on the Lady Dogs.
Josh, right there you see the importance of transition defense. Now, don't get me wrong, we had 2 girls against 1, but that same girl gets the offensive rebound as she knocks down her first free throw. She gets that offensive rebound because the rest of the team was not hustling down there.
And free throw number 2 will not fall to Haley Gordon there to get the rebound. They're pushing it down the floor. Floyd now with the ball at the right wing. Now dribbles back out to Chilton. Looks to shoot a 3, but pulls it down. Now gives to Warren at the left corner. Dribbles in, mid-range shot, no good. And King flies in to try to get the rebound to no avail. And Fairview picks it up. Fairview bringing it up the floor now across the midcourt logo. They swing out to the left wing. Dribbles back out beyond the perimeter. Now we're into the right corner, pulls up just shy of the 3-point line, no good. A little too strong there, and Ava Floyd is there to pick up the rebound. And she is swarmed by 3 Yellow Jackets, but she still gets it out. And Chilton driving into the paint, layup, no good. The ball's tipped around, and Gordon picks it up, and good. A great putback there by Haley Gordon. Her first bucket of the game, and Hickman County will widen the lead at 7-1 with 5:21 to go in this first quarter, and a timeout is taken by the Yellow Jackets.
Josh, again, you see the importance of offensive rebounding. If this continues in this game, they could close this thing out before it even starts. Getting aggressive on those offensive boards takes away opportunities for the other team, and it gives you more opportunities. As if that wasn't obvious enough, more opportunities is what you want. And so, seeing these Lady Dogs get aggressive on the offensive glass is, you couldn't ask for anything better. I love the way they're hustling out of the gate.
So both teams now back on the floor following the timeout. Fairview to inbound from their baseline. So Fairview takes it across the midcourt. Lee there dribbling, pass out to the right wing. Fairview drives in the paint, a floater there, no good. Just off the mark, and the putback by Fairview also no good, and the ball's rattling around underneath. King got a hand on it, and she gets it back for the Lady Dogs, and Floyd now taking up the floor. Now give to Warren at the left wing there, now back to Chilton. Chilton dribbles in past the free throw stripe, gives to King underneath, and it's knocked away, and King gets it back out to Warren. Floyd pulls up from the left wing, no good. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Fairview, but a nice job by Zoe Chilton to get in there, get physical, and to force the jump ball. And it will stay with the Lady Dogs. And Chilton here to throw it in. And she finds Floyd, but right before she gets the pass away, the official will blow the whistle, and that will be a 5-second violation on the Lady Dogs. So Fairview inbounds it now. The Bulldogs playing a nice press, and Warren knocks it loose. Can't get the turnover, though. And the whistle is blown, and I believe they get the Lady Dogs with a foul.
Right there, if Miss Gordon attacks without touching her with the other arm, if she goes strictly to block the pass, that's not a foul, and she's going the other way. That's just a learning moment for her.
And they get Haley Gordon with her second foul of the game. Now guarded by Bentley up top is Lee. Lee drives into the paint, dribbles, mid-range floater, good. Not a lot of arc to that shot there, but it falls. Now Hickman, it's Chloe Warren bringing it up the floor. Passes to the right elbow to Chilton. Chilton hands off to Warren. Warren back to Chilton, outside the perimeter. Nice screen by King, mid-range from Zoe, no good. Rebounded by Fairview as they bring up the left side of the floor. And the whistle is blown. Substitutions will come in. And deep from three, no good off the rim. Rebounded by Warren. Now Warren bringing it quickly up the floor. Bentley now drives in back out to Chilton. Pump fakes a three, now dribbles around to the left side and gives to King in the left corner. Chilton now with the ball at the left wing. Driving in back to Bentley, pump fakes and dribbles around. Some tight defense here being played by the Yellow Jackets. Now King has it underneath, tries to put it up. Contested shot, no good. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets.
Josh, both of these teams came out in a man-to-man defense, and at times they've gone a press, and it just seems like neither of them are, as the Dogs. Great rebound there by Bentley, but both of these defenses, they're allowing the defenses to be sucked in. It's a lot of try to dribble drive. We've talked about it a million times on here, Josh. The best way to beat any defense is passing. I want to see the Lady Dogs move the ball a little more, less dribbling.
On a tough mid-range by Floyd. She gets her own rebound. Some phenomenal hustle. Floyd, corner three, and they'll say she was on the baseline. The shot wouldn't have fallen anyway. Now it will be Yellow Jacket ball, and a whistle is blown. Timeout.
Josh, as I just said, what seems like happened early in the game is these girls were moving the basketball. It wasn't in their hands long. They made a quick decision, am I passing, am I shooting, am I dribbling? And then all of a sudden we're getting dribble happy, and we haven't scored the last 2.5 minutes. And so that's gonna happen when you're letting the defense get sucked in. And so if we will pass the basketball, make the defense shift really big, that's how we get open shots, that's how we can drive, that's how we can use our dribble.
So Fairview now in possession, has the ball at the right wing. Guarded by Floyd, tries to pass it into the paint. King there on defense. The ball rolls around and falls in for the Yellow Jackets. The Bulldogs now lead by 2. 5-7 your score, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now Warren with the ball, finds Floyd. Floyd dribbles into the free throw stripe. Keeps dribbling back down. Tries to pass it back out to Chilton, but Floyd is fouled.
Not only do we need to get to passing, we need to get to passing early, right? Because the quicker you can get your offense started, the less time the defense has to set up and adjust to what you're doing.
A great pass by Bentley in underneath the Floyd, and Floyd a nice left-handed hook layup there, and it falls in for the Lady Dogs. So Hickman widens the lead, 9-5 your score. Now Fairview looking to answer back. Has about the left wing, pulls up from three. It's a deep shot, no good. And Floyd there with the rebound. So Floyd now crossing the logo. King sets a nice screen, and Floyd takes it straight to the basket, and it falls. A great screen there by King that set up that shot there by Ava, and Ava is so fast on the floor, it's hard to stop.
Josh, we talked to Coach Gordon about that. That action right there, the ball screen action, the pick and roll there with King and Floyd, it is nasty and almost unguardable. I love that combo.
So now Fairview trying to drive into the paint, pass tipped away by King and picked up by Chilton. These Lady Dogs have been playing some phenomenal physical basketball so far tonight. Now Floyd now up possession, drives it again to the basket. It's swatted away by Fairview. King tries to get it back to no avail, and Fairview pushing it down the floor. The layup is up, it's no good. Rebounded by Chloe Warren. These teams going back and forth right now. Warren driving, Floyd pulls up from the left wing, good! The former Yellow Jacket drains it. With 30 seconds now in the first quarter, 14-5 your score in favor of the Lady Dogs. Fairview trying to make something happen, ball at the left wing. Ball up top, guarded by Bentley, 15 seconds now. They try to drive in. They'll dribble back out. Now Fairview tries to drive into the paint, mid-range shot, no good, off the rim, rebounded by Nola Kate with less than a second to go. No time to get one more shot in before the quarter ends. But a fabulous first quarter for your Hickman County Lady Dogs. And at the end of the first, Hickman 14, Fairview 5, and we'll be right back here on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing. Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
and you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection. They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX, your home for Hickman County sports. I'm Josh Copley, joined by my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters, as we are here in Williamson County as the Fairview Yellow Jackets are hosting the Hickman County Bulldogs. And Hickman County, a great first quarter, looking to build on it here. Once again, your score is 14-5 in favor of the Lady Dogs. Fairview will possess it first at the start of the quarter. Ball now at the right wing, guarded by Floyd, back up top. Now to the right wing. Everett now in the game for the Lady Dogs. Driving into the paint, mid-range floater, no good, too strong, rebounded by King. King looking for help, 3 Yellow Jackets there on her. The Lady Dogs now pushing up the floor, and Gordon with a bullet pass to Everett underneath, swatted away by Fairview, but they will get the Yellow Jackets for a foul.
Josh, and that's not a chance that you necessarily want to take. If you're going to throw that pass in, you have to allow her to be led. Throw it a little short so she can come get it.
And Floyd from the right corner knocks it down. Ava's second 3 of the game. And Cam, this might be bad news for the Yellow Jackets because Floyd is finding her groove from beyond the perimeter.
Yeah, Josh, she's getting hot, and we know what happens when that happens.
Now Fairview with the ball at the left wing, Everett there guarding her. They try to find somebody underneath, no one there, and King there to take away the pass. Lady Dogs now pushing it down the floor. And it's taken away by Fairview right back, and the Yellow Jackets making an offensive push. Now set back up at the right wing. Now pass up top, high post. Now they'll try to drive in on King. The shot is up, errant, no good, and it's so hard to shoot over Delaney.
Yeah, absolutely. She's done such a great job at contesting but not fouling, especially in these last couple of games.
Well, and Floyd's going to take it herself to the basket, no good. Everett tries to get a rebound. to no avail, and a timeout is called by Fairview. So a lot of pressure already, Cam, being applied by these Lady Dogs, but Hickman County has been a phenomenal first half team from what we've seen these last few games, but it's a matter of can they keep this up for 4 quarters of play.
Yeah, and Josh, I think with these last 6.5 minutes left, you can put them away now. Why wait? Go after them. Go after their throats right now. And I think Coach Gordon sees that. I think he sees that these Yellow Jackets just don't have the ability to guard our girls. But if our girls dribble a ton, cause the lanes to clog, make turnovers, that's going to allow them to get back in the game. So again, to reiterate, these girls need to take care of the basketball, be decisive. I want to see them step up and make big plays here.
So Fairview will inbound it after the timeout. Now past midcourt, they try to drive into the paint. A wild layup there, or I guess floater. It was something in between, but a foul is called. And they get Delaney King on the foul, so Cam, her first foul of the game, and with how physical she's been playing, I think that's a win for Hickman County, right? For this to be just her first foul. And the first free throw, no good by the Lady Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and honestly, not the worst use of a foul right there, not giving her an easy lane to the basket.
And King gets the rebound after the second missed free throw, so it looked like the foul could not have gone better for the Lady Dogs. So now Warren tries to push it up the right side of the court, and she will be fouled by Fairview. 17-5 your score, 6:12 to go in the first half. So Gordon inbounds it to Warren. Warren well guarded. She tries to push it up the left side. Ball gets knocked away just for a moment, but she recovers. Warren finds Everett at the right wing. Oh, and Everett, a lot of contact, and Everett is fouled.
Josh, I'm excited to see what Carly Everett does this game. Last game she came out, wasn't super productive, seemed a little out of herself. She's been so good all year, Josh. As Chloe Warren gets blocked and then commits a foul.
And it looks like the young lady there for Fairview is shaken up, so our thoughts are with this young lady that it's nothing too serious. Of course, that's a hard floor to land on, Cam. And, of course, we know Chloe wasn't malicious in that contact. She's trying to get the rebound. So we are hoping that number 12 is all right. She did go to the locker room, so hopefully we see her soon. So Fairview now to inbound. 5:50 now in the first half to play. A Fairview ball at the left wing, guarded by Warren. Now up top. Dished back out left. And some great defense by Carly Everett. Not allowing many lanes. And she tries for a floater, and Gordon looked like she had a hand on it, but the officials say too much contact there initiated by number 3, and that will send Fairview to the free throw line.
Yeah, as I was saying before, Carly Everett, I want to see her step up and be within herself this game. At times in the CA game, she looked a little overwhelmed, looked a little out of it. I think this is a great opportunity for this young lady to find herself again and have a good night.
So Fairview will knock down both free throws, making it now a 7-17 deficit that they face. So Fairview makes some substitutions. Everett passes into Floyd. Floyd now bringing up the floor. Some nice moves there by Ava, and she drives into the paint. Oh, nice step, and she loses a handle on it. Looked like Ava got a little too excited there, Cam.
Yeah, Josh, it was a great move there by Miss Floyd to get in the lane there.
So now a quick pass out to King in the right corner, and now Gordon with it, the wing. Now Floyd pulls up from the corner 3, no good. But nice job there by Everett to pick up the offensive rebound. Tough pass there to Warren. Warren driving in. High post now gives left wing. Oh, and Everett wanted to pull up from way downtown, but makes the right decision and pulls it down. Now finds Floyd underneath in the paint and dishes. Warren open look from the right wing. No good off the back of the rim, but a tough rebound by Ava. Now Floyd looking, dribbles in slowly, takes it herself left-handed, no good, and gets her own rebound. And Floyd, wise beyond her years, dribbles back out, resets the offense.
Josh, you gotta love the aggressiveness. As turnover, Fairview heading the other way. Everett with the rebound. Warren taking it down the floor.
So the Lady Dogs with the ball.
And we love this combo right here, this pick and roll. Rolling to the basket, Floyd stopped, kicks to Warren.
Warren pump fakes a three. Dribbles in, mid-range, no good, off the rim. So now the Lady Yellow Jackets with the ball. They dribble in, handoff at the left wing. Now to the right wing, Everett there to meet her. They try to dribble in. Oh, and no way that pass is getting around Delaney King. And Delaney with the takeaway. Ava now bringing it up the floor. Finds Warren at the right wing. Back to Floyd. Up top. She's going to pull up from three. No, go off the back of the rim. And great hustle by Haley Gordon to get the rebound. Kicks it back out. Everett from three. No good. It looked good from here, but it falls off the rim. Fairview basketball.
Josh, I love both of those takes. I love us being aggressive from three in this game. We're up by 10, but if I am Coach Gordon, I am trying to get these girls to push the lead as far away as possible. Put these girls away. You have opportunities. You know how to play our motion. Get into it and ball out.
So Fairview now has the ball from the free throw stripe, mid-range, no good, off the glass. Rebounded by Fairview. They pass it back out. And back underneath, no good, and King wrestles it away. A great physical play there by Delaney. They look up court, finds Warren wide open under the basket, and that is one of the freest 2 points you will ever have. And Haley Gordon there with the assist.
Yeah, great job looking up the floor, seeing what's available there. We see good rebounding can turn into good, easy offense. That's how we push away from this lead, is getting rebounds and playing good defense.
And a mid-range shot won't fall, rebounded by Everett. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half, 19-7, Lady Dogs lead. So now Everett hands it back to Floyd. Floyd will set up and run the offense. King setting a screen. Floyd dribbles in, a nice pass to Warren. Warren pumps, dribbles in, mid-range. Layup off the glass, it's good for Chloe Warren.
Josh, Chloe Warren could do that every single time she has the ball. There has not been a single girl that we have played all year that has had a quick of a first step as that young lady. I hope tonight that this confidence can grow from this first half, and she continue to do that throughout the rest of this year, because, Josh, she could push us farther. And I want to see her take a bigger role in this offense. I want to see her have higher totals in the scoring category.
Oh, and it's a scrap for the ball on the floor. Nola Bentley getting physical down there, forcing the jump ball. And possession will go back to Hickman County. It seems like every game we've seen, Cam, Hickman County is getting more and more physical in the best way possible. Now under a minute and a half to go in the first half. Floyd drives in, kicks it back out to Everett. Nice pump fake. Now tries the mid-range. No good off the back of the rim, but a nice job of hustle there by Gordon to pick up the rebound. Chilton pump fakes a three. Oh, and it's taken away by Fairview. Fairview on a breakaway. Gordon hawking her down. She loses handle of it. And Everett there to force a jump ball. No points there for the Yellow Jackets. And that was a great job to never give up on that play right there.
Yeah, and Josh, on the offensive end right there, that's just going to the well too many times. You've been driving and kicking all day, driving and kicking. Eventually, they're going to pick up on it and cause that turnover. We got to change something up.
Now Fairview hits a mid-range shot. Hickman now with the ball. Floyd dribbles out, finds Chilton. Pump fakes a three. Now dribbles in, backing slowly into the paint. Gives Floyd again from three. Again, she gets it. Ava Floyd is on fire from beyond the perimeter. 24-9, Hickman County leads, 40 seconds to go in the first half. Fairview drives in, kicks it back out, wide open three from the wing, won't fall, too strong. Now Fairview picks up the offensive board, now they dribble back in. loses a handle on it. Oh, and Floyd rips it away. It's a breakaway. Fairview in pursuit, tries to put up a layup, and Floyd is fouled. And that will send number 20 to the free throw line. And my goodness, I think Fairview there, Cam, had no choice. It's either foul or give up free 2 points.
Well, and the way that she's been shooting free throws, it was either give up 2 free points or give up 2 free points. She knocks that one in, and I almost jinxed her, but hey.
Ava Floyd trying to break the announcer's curse. Number 2, and she does. Cause for celebration here in Williamson County.
That's on me. I should have thought about that for a second.
So Fairview now 10 seconds. They're going to get the last shot off of the half. They'll try to drive in. Oh, and Bentley knocks it away. Now to Gordon, 1 second. Let it fly, and she won't. I was hoping to see a half-court miracle heave right there, but they'll sit on the ball and take this massive lead into the half. And at the end of the first half, the Hickman County Lady Dogs lead by a score of 26-9. We'll have a word from a few of our sponsors, and we'll take a short break, but we will be back with second half basketball in a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing. Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection. They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Welcome back to WNKX, your home for Hickman County High School sports. We are live here in Fairview as your Hickman County Lady Dogs have been taking on the Fairview Lady Yellow Jackets. And it has been all Hickman County thus far in this game. Your score 26-9 in favor of the Lady Dogs, and we are less than 3 minutes away from resuming our contest here with second half basketball. And Cam, that first half, really a well-balanced half, played offensively and defensively. A lot of girls stepping up, making some tough shots. But man, Ava Floyd, 15 first half points. We know Elisha had a career day against Columbia Academy this last Monday, and he only had 10 in the first half, but finished with almost 30. So I think Ava Floyd could be on track to have a big game here today. But she hasn't been the only contributor to this team's success. We've seen Delaney King play tough underneath, physical, a lot of offensive boards. I mean, we've seen Chloe Warren get a couple of tough shots. Zoe Chilton knock down a big three. And Haley Gordon, while she only has one shot, we're hoping that she starts to find that confidence that she's been missing these last few games.
Yeah, Josh, we keep talking about it. These girls are a first quarter, second quarter, and fourth quarter team. Notice there's one missing. That story needs to change. They have to come out of this halftime guns a-blazing and put some shots up and let them fall. It's been a struggle with both teams, but look, we're up by 17. If I'm Coach Gordon, I'm looking at these girls and I'm saying, if we're not up by at least 25 after this quarter, we're in the wrong. We've got to go out. We have to be the aggressors out of the half, take care of business, leave them no room to get back in this game.
Now, folks, we are under a minute now until the second half resumes. Now, I do want to give a reminder here that we are not on Facebook tonight streaming, and I'm sure a lot of you have already noticed that. But if you are watching on YouTube, we thank you for joining. If there's anybody that you know that usually watches on Facebook, we encourage you to reach out to them and share the link that is our YouTube channel. So talk to your friends about it. Let them know we're on YouTube tonight, and we will welcome you to our stream. Now, I do want to give another very special thank you to John Michael Lewis, who has filled in as our cameraman for tonight. Now, for the first quarter, I was having to do a lot of that, which did not go well sometimes, Cam. It's a tough job, but I'm glad to have John Michael here, who has been doing a fantastic job so far in taking over these duties. And of course, as always, I'm blessed to be joined by Cam Peters, the best color commentator in the business. And the bell will sound, the horn goes off, and we are just about ready to start second half basketball. And Hickman County will start off with possession. Chilton inbounds it to Warren. Warren dribbles in to Gordon at the right wing. Now to Chilton. Oh, a tough pass, a great pass to Ava. And a hook layup there by Ava Floyd to cap it off. A great bucket there to start the second half.
Josh, when you're a team that relies a lot on a motion and not necessarily a set offense, running a set out of the half is the best way to kickstart. Great job there by Coach Gordon as Chilton grabs the rebound.
A wild shot there by Fairview, and good defense will force that out of teams. Those wild shots that result in offensive or defensive rebounds. And Floyd kicks it. Gordon open three. She knocks it down. Haley Gordon's first three of the game, and that's what we were waiting to see from her, Cam.
Yeah, Josh. Like we said, the aggressiveness coming out of the half is key. They're looking that way. If this continues, it could be a tough night for these Yellow Jackets.
Oh, and Chilton takes it away. A deep pass to Gordon. Under the basket, two-step layup. And it falls. And Gordon starting off strong, but also huge credit to Zoe Chilton for that fantastic pass there to set her up.
Yeah, she's had two huge assists coming out of the half. Great job by Zoe looking for her teammates.
The Lady Yellow Jackets now with the ball. Some tough defense there by the Lady Dogs. The ball at the right wing. Dribbles around up top, finds one at the right elbow, dribbles in, tough layup, and it won't fall. Rebounded by the Jackets. Wow, a a putback that had a ton of height to it. No good, rebounded by Haley Gordon. And I believe they got Fairview with the foul. They do. So it will stay with the Lady Dogs.
Josh, right there, there's a significant lack in box outs. That can't happen, right? When you're trying to, end a team, put it out of contention, offensive rebounds is what is going to let them back in the game. Second chance opportunities. And so as much as it elevates us, when we allow it, it hurts us that much. And so putting bodies, getting rebounds is going to be huge, Josh, to close this team out.
So a timeout here, and during this timeout break, I will update you on your score, 33-9 in favor of the Lady Dogs. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Cam, something I've noticed here tonight, although we are on the road, it certainly looks like that our home faithful have shown up and showed out here. I mean, I see a lot of red and black here in this Fairview gymnasium.
Yeah, Josh, you gotta love to see it. And I think that speaks to the talent that we have with our Hickman County basketball teams, Josh. It's really good to see the community pour themselves into these kids as much as they have poured themselves into their teams. And you can't ask enough out of these kids. They come out, they play their hearts out, and they're hooping, Josh. They're balling out lately.
I think the announcer's jinx there will get Haley Gordon. It seems like right on cue she's called for a walk. So Fairview now possesses the ball. Floyd there to meet the ball handler at the logo. Now passed in to the right wing, back up top. The right wing. And now tries to find her at the right elbow. The shot is up and it falls. Nothing but net for Fairview.
So Coach Gordon just switched into that hybrid 1-3-1 that we've seen him use a few times. It didn't work there, but I'm expecting them to stay in it to cause a few turnovers to put Fairview out of this game.
Now Floyd tries to drive in there to find King underneath. Nothing there, a turnover. Now Fairview with the ball. The ball to the left wing, dribbled into the left elbow, kicked back out. Looking for help. Now Fairview definitely slowing things down a little bit, trying to take back some control. They drive in, an open lane there for Fairview. The layup is no good. Rebounded by Zoe Chilton. On a bomb there to Ava Floyd, and she'll drive into the paint, puts up the layup, and it's good. Tough bucket there for Ava Floyd. And Cam, Zoe Chilton looks like a quarterback out there the way she's slinging the rock.
I know. I mean, is it crazy to call her TB12?
Tom Brady learned from Zoe Chilton is what I heard. Now the ball now at Fairview's possession. Pass in the left elbow, now out to the right wing, pump fake, drives in on the baseline, mid-range shot, no good, well off the mark. Rebounded by the Lady Dogs. Zoe Chilton there with the rebound. Finds Warren, left wing, she'll dribble in, kicks it outside, Gordon again from three, no good, just short. Rebounded by King. King looking for help, but she's fighting the ball, and they will blow the whistle, call a jump ball.
Josh, when you get an offensive rebound, you keep that thing high and either throw it out or put it back up. You don't play with it, you don't dribble it, you don't put it around your chest. You keep it high, you either kick it out or put it up.
On a wild pass in there by Fairview, sails into the stands, and Hickman County will take over. And it seems like Cam, Hickman County's been playing pretty patient on defense. They're letting Fairview play themselves into a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely, and that comes from staying solid on defense. Like, they're not trying to make any spectacular steals. They're not going after blocks. They're playing within themselves, and typically, when you have that with a group that will make turnovers, it's a recipe for success.
Now King drives in the paint, kicks out. Floyd from three, no good, off the rim, rebounded by Fairview, and Fairview now pushing up the floor. Now underneath the paint, Owen Warren with a drive by there, no good. I was hoping to see a big block there, big rundown by Chloe Warren, but nice pump fake there by Fairview. Missed shot, rebounded, put back up, good, and she is fouled and heads to the line. 13-35 your score, Hickman leads, and this and one is no good. Fairview attempts for a rebound, but they knock it out of bounds. Hickman County will take over. Now Warren with the ball up top. Now the left wing to Everett. Pump fakes, dribbles into the paint, swings it out wide to the right corner to Warren. Warren drives in, kicks it out. Gordon. Mid-range jumper. It falls.
Haley Gordon has found it, Josh. I mean, she's sitting here with 9 points right now. This is what we talked about in the pregame. Her stepping up and making a few shots, Josh. This is awesome.
Out the right elbow, Fairview handed back off up top. Oh, and Zoe playing tough defense right there, forcing her to back up and reset. Fairview just doesn't look very confident handling the ball right now with this Lady Dog defense. Now the ball at the right wing for Fairview. Chilton there to meet the ball handler. They try to pass in the paint. King right there. Oh, and a quick three, no good, falls short, and a great job by King to box out and get the rebound. Gives to Gordon. Gordon pushing up the right side. Warren now driving in herself, a layup, easy peasy for Chloe Warren. Make that now 39-13, the Lady Dogs, and it looks like Fairview has a couple of girls ready to check in.
Josh, again, it is that first step of Chloe Warren. It is unguardable for these girls.
Well, a couple of tough shots there, no good. Fairview getting a lot of chances for putbacks there, and she will be eventually fouled. And I think they got Zoe Chilton there on it. And that will send Fairview to the line. Two minutes and 41 seconds to go in the third quarter here. And Fairview makes free throw number 1. And number 10, Tinley Davis, now checking in for Chloe Warren. Of course, Tinley Davis, another freshman, who, much like Carly Everett, has been racking up the minutes, trying to get some experience. Of course, very talented young lady, even if she's just a freshman.
Yeah, Josh, I love seeing these young girls get involved. It's Carly Everett's bringing the ball down the floor. And
when Gordon gets it knocked away, walking the tightrope there at the half-court line, but gives it over to Chilton, and Chilton driving in, now kicks it back out to Davis. Davis now to Everett. When Everett's going to drive in, looking for help. Oh, a nice step. But there's a reason she was able to drive it that far in, because she took one step too many, and they'll get her on the travel.
That was one of those, if executed correctly, textbook step through. Executed incorrectly, it's a turnover.
I mean, Cam, if her name is LeBron James, she might not get that call. She might be free to drive in and take as many steps as she'd like.
You know, Josh, we can get into that, but the young lady's just as talented in my book.
Tom Fairview with the ball, driving around to the right corner. Everett playing great defense. And they'll get a 5-second violation there on Fairview, and that will be a turnover, and that just as a result of great defense.
Absolutely, Josh. Great defense. Good effort as wide open down the court.
Oh, and Tinley sets up. No good. With the offensive rebound by Everett, and she gets it back out to Chilton. A great job to set up, and Chilton drives in mid-range. Good! Absolutely lethal shot there, Cam, and as a defender, I mean, I don't even know how you guard that.
You can.
Now Fairview pushing it quickly up the right side of the floor, trying to answer back. 41-15, Lady Dogs lead. Minute and a half now in the third quarter. Oh, the ball gets away from Fairview and it goes out of bounds. Hickman County basketball. And Cam, Fairview just not playing confidently right now in this game. I think Hickman County has them on their heels. I mean, and rightly so. This defense has been stifling. The offense has been a relentless onslaught of points, not just from Ava Floyd, but from several others as well. I mean, this has been Hickman County Lady Dog basketball at its best, at its most complete, as a timeout is taken on the floor.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We said the third quarter they need to show up, and Josh, they absolutely have. They came out of the gate swinging, throwing haymakers from deep, executed very well. We talked about it again. The defense is where it starts. This defense has been locked down. These freshmen are stepping in confident, making the offense, making the transition into the sub group seamless. Everybody tonight is on the same page. It's looking beautiful.
And Cam, we mentioned the Lady Dogs needing to correct their third quarter woes that they've been having as of late. I mean, so far they're outscoring Fairview 15-6. So right now they're having a solid third quarter, still a minute 15 to go. On a deep pass there by Everett, finds Gordon. Gordon now taking up the left side of the floor. Finds Davis. Davis back out. Everett, it's a bomb! Oh! What a shot! Carly Everett pulls up from Bowie Park. Oh my word. That was awesome.
I mean, I love that there was zero hesitation to that. I mean, that is lands only Steph Curry and Damian Lillard have shot from.
But if you can do it, then why not? Now Fairview looking to answer back, and Gordon playing tough defense. Shot along the baseline, too strong. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. The putback no good. Oh, and a great tough rebound by King. Look at that physicality as she gets it back to Floyd. A great pass by Floyd. Gordon, oh, stays with it and cannot complete the play. Now Cam, of course, now that was a little bit of a miscue there by Gordon. Lost the handle, but that was one of the prettiest miscues I've seen. And she almost turned that into an amazing spin move. Two-pointer right there, but unable to maintain possession. Fairview with the ball now.
I thought she was about to pull a John Wall 360 lay. I was like, what is going on?
On a three-pointer from Fairview, no good off the rim. As the horn will sound, and that takes us to the end of the third quarter. At the end of three, all Hickman County, 44-15, your score in favor of the Lady Dogs. We'll be right back here on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And we're back here on WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. As we are about to begin the fourth quarter of play, Hickman County currently leads 44-15. And Cam, even though you have this huge lead here going into the final quarter of play, while a comeback is not very likely, I think if you're Hickman County, you still keep the foot on the gas, right? You want to still practice good habits. You don't want to get lazy. You want to just keep doing your thing. And if they stop you, they stop you. If they don't, they don't. And it looks like Hickman County is going to get even more freshmen involved. I see Kitty Bates, Aubrey Anderson, and Josie Hassel now on the floor for the Lady Dogs. And the whistle blows. And it will be a turnover going the way of Fairview.
Here is absolutely don't let off the gas. You just put the younger group in. Let them. That's the big thing is you can't let them just coast to the end of the game. You want them to try to push the lead. You want them to play basketball. They have the right to play basketball, but you put the reserves in to give them experience. Let them. They have 8 minutes of basketball that can be theirs. Go out and earn your stripes.
A nice pass there by Fairview going corner to corner, and the three-pointer is good. So Anderson passes in to Gordon. Now Anderson finds Gordon at the right wing. And Gordon dribbling it back, now finds Ava Floyd. Now Floyd wants to drive into the paint, kicks it back out. Bates sets her feet, the shot no good. Hassel attempting the rebound there. The ball is on the floor, and it'll be called a jump ball, and the possession arrow goes the way of Fairview. So Fairview bringing it slowly up the court. Now, of course, Cam, since Coach Gordon has left in Gordon and Floyd, he still wants his veterans, his starters to keep getting more minutes.
Yeah, and you got to remember, they're not seniors, they're still young, so it's good to have the experienced ones mixed in.
The shot no good for Fairview, rebounded by Floyd. A nice pass to Gordon. Gordon driving in straight to the paint. Layup is up and good. And Haley Gordon continues racking up the point totals. Fairview tries to drive into the paint. On a couple of Lady Dogs there to meet her, but the shot does go in for the Lady Yellow Jackets. Now Floyd finds Gordon. Gordon back to Floyd.
Josh, I want to see something right here from Haley Gordon. I want to see her step up and kind of take charge of the offense, because you can see the younger girls are kind of trying to find their spot, trying to find their pace. Obviously, Ava's going to initiate the offense, but I want to see Gordon step up and like lead and guide and do that right here. And I think that'll be huge, not only for the success of what's going on right now, but for her confidence moving forward to help continue to be a leader.
Anderson passes into Floyd. Floyd finds Gordon in the corner. She loses handle of it. The ball goes along the baseline as she tries to save it. Fairview ball. 5:39 now remain in this game. 46-20 your score. So Fairview bringing it up the floor across the logo. The offense trying to set up. Pass out to the left wing. Tries to find underneath, guarded by Hassel. And some great defense there by Josie Hassel as another freshman, Aubrey Anderson, picks up the rebound. Anderson looking for Gordon, finds her along the right side of the court. Now to Floyd. Floyd swings it. Hassel, great pass to Bates, and Bates caps it off. Look at these freshmen making plays. They come into this game and flow right alongside these starters, Cam, and that is such a great thing to see. You know Coach Gordon is loving it.
And you see there, the offense got started with the two older girls, and, you know, it's kind of a see what the leader does, see how the leader plays right there. Ava Floyd with the great dump pass. It showed, you know, making the extra pass is a good thing, and it was replicated into an easy bucket.
Now Tinley Davis back in the game for Haley Gordon. Now there are 4 freshmen on this court, and the only one that isn't is Ava Floyd, who's still a sophomore. So a very young team of only underclassmen here on the floor right now for the Lady Dogs. And they are still no slouch at all, and a great job of defense by Aubrey Anderson. And it's taken by Kitty Bates. And they will call a jump ball.
And right there you see the classic, you know, not necessarily experienced thing right there, bringing the rebound to your chest and having 4 Yellow Jackets just swarm you, no pun intended. And that comes with experience, that comes with learning right there, is keeping that ball high, getting rid of it.
And a great bounce pass by Floyd to Davis. The shot is good and one. She will go to the line to try to cap off the 3-point play.
Josh, the biggest thing that has stood out to me all night long is the Lady Dogs' willingness to pass. There was a stretch there where I talked about, hey, we need to get the offense going with passing. We need to move the ball. Outside of, maybe they heard me, I don't know. Because once they started it, it has been an onslaught, an offensive onslaught that has not been able to be stopped.
Now, Cam, the Lady Dogs broke 50 points on the day, which is their highest point total on the year. And Floyd with the takeaway. Taking it down the floor, nice step, and the layup is no good.
And right there's a really good move by Ava Floyd, given the fake pass step. You know who that reminds me of? Denton King. That was a classic move by him, first time I ever saw it. He actually made me spin around. I felt quite embarrassed and wanted to go home.
Of course, Denton, Hickman County High School alumni, older brother of Delaney King. Fairview with the ball. Carly Everett now in the game. And Fairview still not finding any luck on offense with the stifling defense, even with the young girls on the court. Good Hassel playing great defense in the paint. Tries a long 2, no good. And it goes off of Fairview. And if you're a Hickman County fan, I mean, seeing these young girls play will absolutely fire you up. You know you have hope for the future.
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch them step up and play. At times before when they've gotten into games, they seemed a little overwhelmed. The lights seemed a little too bright. Right here, as Carly Everett from downtown.
Carly Everett, her second three, and Cam, she is absolutely fearless from beyond the perimeter. It is catch and shoot no matter where she's standing on the floor. Very reminiscent of Caitlin Clark.
I mean, and as long as it's hitting the bottom of that net, no complaints here.
And now she turns around and tries to play some tough defense. A foul is called on Everett. Some light contact, but contact nonetheless. And we're seeing some more substitutions here, and Ava Floyd will sub out for number 33, Aubrey Anderson, and Floyd is met with a round of applause, and rightly so. So Everett there guarding the inbound. Oh, that's a tough pass there, almost a half-court violation. So Fairview tries to drive in, dishes to the left corner. Now back to the free throw stripe. So drive in, left-handed hook shot, almost falls, but no avail. Fairview attempts to put back, no good. Another putback, no good. And the Lady Dogs scrapping for the ball, and they force yet another jump ball. And Cam, the defense has gotten so good for the Lady Dogs to the point where Fairview is, it seems like they're putting up these shots out of sheer desperation. Just putting it up, throwing up a prayer, and hoping something falls. And if you're forcing your opponents to do that, I mean, you're going to come out victorious almost every single time.
Yeah, Josh, it's like I say, shooting a bad shot is better than a turnover because at least it had a chance. But nonetheless, what do you want if you're a defense? Turnovers and bad shots. The Lady Dogs have absolutely played lockdown defense tonight. And I don't know how many times I'll say it on here. I don't know. I'll probably say it every single time, every single game. Good defense starts good offense.
Now, Cam, I remember you talking earlier at halftime or thereabout about wanting the Lady Dogs to extend this lead to 25. They're sitting here with a 33-point lead. So I think they exceeded your expectations. Now Fairview pulls up from three, rattles in and out. Rebounded by Josie Hassel. A nice pass to Davis. Pushing up the right side of the floor. Oh, and she is called for a walk. A little bit of hesitation, indecision there for Tinley Davis. Of course, that comes with the youth and inexperience. Fairview with the turnover there.
That added in with there's got to be communication from the girls on the floor with her. She's got to know that there's a defender flying in after me. Yet, you know, if you don't look back, you don't know that. That's when your team needs to yell woof, woof, woof and let you know that there's somebody coming behind you so that you can back out and make the right play.
When Fairview drives into the paint, the shot is up and good. And that will send Fairview to the line. They get Carly Everett there on the foul. The and one shot is good. So Fairview caps off the three-point play. The lead now to 30 instead of 33. 53-23 your score in favor of Hickman. Just under 2 minutes left to play. Everett, pump fakes and drives in. Nice kick out to Davis. Now to Anderson from three. She knocks it down. How about the freshman Aubrey Anderson? And Cam, that was great high IQ basketball by Carly Everett as well. They're so accustomed to her catching, shooting, taking these quick attempts at three-pointers. She uses that against them, pump fakes, drives in, has an open man. Just some great offense being run by the Lady Dogs.
Yeah, we talked about it the other night, Josh. As a rebound goes to Fairview, puts it back up.
And Fairview attempts a putback there to no avail, but Fairview is fouled. That will send number 40 to the free throw line.
But like I was saying, Josh, we talked about it. You know, Carly the other night, all season long, she has looked great. She has been learning. She has been getting better each time she steps on the floor. Columbia Academy Monday night, she looked a little overwhelmed, a little out of sync, a little not confident in herself. Admittedly, it's a tough opponent, but tonight, picking up the way that she has, I mean, this is awesome.
A three-point attempt there rattles in and out, rebounded by Bates. No, she loses handle of it. Oh, and it goes out on number 5, Carly Everett, as both teams were there trying to pick the ball up off the floor. So Fairview maintains possession here, just over a minute to go in the contest. So here we go, Fairview. The ball up top, guarded by Anderson. They try to drive into the paint, pass underneath. They try to shot, no good. Fairview with the offensive rebound. Oh, but Davis just says, give me that ball, and rips it away using pure force. And she will be fouled. Hickman will maintain possession. So Everett inbounds it to Davis, 45 seconds, as they will probably look to just bleed this clock out. Anderson now back to Everett. A lot of passes here, just trying to keep the defense away. Now Davis tries to dribble in, hands it back off very aggressively to Anderson. Now Anderson to Everett, now 20 seconds remain. Everett debates, Bates back out to Everett. Now over to Anderson. Anderson just dribbles around to the top of the key. Gives off to Davis. Now to Everett. Everett drives in back to Bates, and Bates, with under 5 seconds, will sit on the ball, and the horn will sound, and that brings us to the end of the contest. And what a performance it was by the Hickman County Lady Dogs. Your final score, Hickman County 56, Fairview 23. Now, Cam, I think we can only hope that the boys were watching that performance and they learned a thing or two from the girls' team, and not only offensively but defensively as well.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely, and the guys can absolutely start off this game hot and put this thing away. If they come out and play with the energy that the girls played with, dude, ball game. If they will hustle, if they will show up like they can, it's going to be a tough night for Fairview. But you got to think, they are coming off that tough loss against Columbia Academy. That 2-point loss that, be what it may, got left in the hands of the referees. I think Coach Dawson tonight, if he is preaching anything, Coach Dawson is preaching, don't let the refs make the difference tonight. Take care of this game. Don't leave it in the hands of anybody but yourselves.
No, absolutely, Cam. And you know, I think any competitor in any sport will give you that same answer. As easy as it is to use officiating as a scapegoat, if you play good enough basketball, it won't matter, right? So I think Hickman County, if they can lock in tonight, do their thing. Of course, the last time these two teams faced off, Hickman County emerged victorious. I don't see why they wouldn't tonight, but something that should be noted is that these two teams are heated rivals, right? Every time these two teams face off on the floor, they're both going to want to play their best ball. They want to come out victorious. They want to have bragging rights. It's much like any great rivalry game, right? We saw at the end of the college football season, we saw Ohio State versus Michigan. Michigan having a down year. Ohio State was having a relatively good year, but Michigan comes into Ohio State's home field and wins, right? Because in rivalry games, you have to throw stats out the window. You have to throw record out the window. All you can focus on is the here and now, and that's what Coach Dawson, I'm sure, is going to be preaching to his guys. The here and now, do your thing, play strong defense, make the shots that are given to you, and trust your playmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to see more involvement from the entire team compared to the other night. As we know, Elisha Puckett picked up that team, put him in his backpack, and said, guys, we're going to go as far as I can take us. Tonight, I need to see somebody else take charge. Somebody has got to step up and say, I will go get the buckets. I will be a playmaker. I will make a difference in this game. We have guys. There's no guy on our team that doesn't have that ability. All of them can get the ball and score the ball. All of them. You just have to trust yourself, believe in yourself, believe in each other. And here tonight, I think that this is the perfect spot to find that groove, right? When, you know, it's an opponent that isn't necessarily better than you on the paper, but, like you said, they don't like us, and we don't like them. So that has a fire lit under them. We already beat them once this year. That has a fire lit under them. So they're going to come out hot. We have to beat that. We have to match that.
Now, Cam, we already touched on the Columbia Academy loss, of course. The final was 55-53. Came down to literally the last second shot by Elisha Puckett. Didn't fall for us. But looking over the stat sheet from that game, Hickman County played relatively clean basketball. Only a couple of guys, Brody Worley and Dylan Qualls, got near that 5-foul mark, but that was towards the end of the game. Dawson never really had to worry about subbing out, about guys fouling out of the game. So I want to see more clean basketball tonight. I want to see them play strong on both ends of the court. But more importantly, I want to see the offense get going beyond just Elisha Puckett. Right, we saw in the last game, Elisha 29 points. And to put that into perspective, the next leading scorer was Dylan Qualls with 9. Right, so no one else broke double digits. But I know there are so many young men on this court that have the capability of breaking double digits and then some easily. Right, so I'm looking forward to these guys finding their groove, getting their confidence back. Right, Hickman County enters this game with a 3-4 record. A big win tonight on the road would put them at that 500 mark, and they can start building on that. Now, Hickman County really doesn't have an impressive road win this year. They have no road wins, right? There are 3 victories at home against Battle Creek, at home against Fairview, at home against Ravenwood. So I am looking forward to seeing how the Bulldogs play on the road, of course, in a high school environment. Fan bases play a huge part in the outcome of the game, whether you want to admit it or not. And tonight, Hickman County packing the stands here at Fairview. Props to our fan base for doing so. But I want to see Hickman County stay level-headed, play strong basketball from the first quarter all the way to the fourth. So, ladies and gentlemen, tip-off is just about 10 minutes away. We'll be taking a little bit of a break, and we'll be back to go over the roster as we wait for game time. Don't go anywhere here on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing. Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
and you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection. They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Welcome back to WNKX Live. We are just under 3 minutes away from tip-off here in the boys' game as Hickman County takes on the Fairview Yellow Jackets here in Williamson County. Now, Cam, we talked a lot about the Fairview, or about the Columbia Academy game Monday, rather, but I want to go back a little bit further. I want to talk a little bit about the last time these two teams met in the season. Now, Hickman County won 62-32. And that was, of course, a wide margin victory. I'm sure Coach Dawson was happy with the performance. But I want to look at the stat sheet compared to what we saw at CA. I mean, Elisha Puckett, 16 points. Will McDonald, 15. Dylan Qualls, 8. Tim Puckett even had 6. Charlie Blystad with 5. Tyler McKinnon with 4. And, of course, the fouls were so much more limited the last time these two teams faced off as opposed to how Hickman County has looked recently. So, Cam, what do you think the key to getting back to the balanced attack is for Hickman County?
It just starts with playing team basketball and confidence. Like the other night when they came out against Columbia Academy, they punched them in the mouth out of the gate, right? Like the Dogs took a big left hook and knocked them right in the mouth, and then CA did the same thing right back, right? And all season long, they've kind of been playing opponents where you punch them in the mouth and they kind of like stumble back a little bit and don't start off as going neck to neck as they were. But you know, Columbia Academy came out and it was big swing after big swing, and I think at times that and that's the first game they played like that, right? And so now that you've seen that, now that you've been there, it's time to recognize and to be like, hey, we've been there, we've done this. So having the confidence throughout the lineup, obviously Elisha Puckett is going to have the confidence to shoot the ball, to score the ball, to pass the ball, to rebound tonight. But more so, I want to see a multitude of guys step up and say, hey, we know that we can show up and beat anybody. And so I want them to do that tonight. Show up with the confidence, knowing that they can beat anybody.
And I'm sure that confidence is something that Coach Dawson instilled with them, right? He's come out and said that wins and losses early in the year, it's all about what you learn from them. And I know that these guys are learning, they are growing after every game, whether they're winning or losing. And I'm really interested to see what they took from the game on Monday. And we talked about the officiating earlier, and we don't need to spend too much time on that. But if you go in the locker room and say, oh, guys, nothing we can do because the referees didn't want us to win, you learn nothing from that, right? You're taking away all accountability and placing on something else where it doesn't need to be, right? You need to do some reflection, some introspection, and think, okay, what could we have done differently to not even be in that situation to begin with?
And Josh, you hit the nail on the head right there. As I said earlier, it's not letting the refs dictate the outcome. And tonight, you know, we talked about everyone getting involved. Elisha Puckett had 29 the other night. Absolutely balling out. I think that continues. I think Elisha comes out tonight against an opponent that he knows he can score against. I see him coming out getting 20, 25 this game. I want to see him continue what he has done, continue what he did against Columbia Academy, putting up big numbers. I think him doing that can also bring the team with him doing that, right? And so you want your best player, your star player, your enforcer to go out and do that. Go enforce the game. And so I elevate everyone's play. And the good thing tonight is these Dogs, after a tough game, these aren't the kind of kids that when they come into a game, they need to be all serious and locked in. These guys love each other and love playing basketball. And so tonight in warm-ups, they were shooting well, they were loose, they were in a good mood, they were joking around. And I think that's a good sign after a loss, is that no matter what the result, they trust in each other, and they're going to go ball out tonight.
The starting five for your Hickman County Bulldogs will be Charlie Blystad, Dylan Qualls, Will McDonald, Elisha Puckett, and Tyler McKinnon. And Dylan Qualls there to tip off, and it goes right to number 12, Elisha Puckett. as we are now underway from Fairview. McDonald, left wing. Swings over Elisha, open look from the right wing. No good off the front of the rim, rebounded by Fairview. Arnold now taking up the left side of the floor for Fairview. Swings it over to Barrick. Barrick back to Fawcett. Fawcett over to Horde. Horde at the right wing, guarded by McKinnon. They pass it on over to Fawcett, now guarded by Blystad. Now over to Phillips. Phillips driving on Elisha Puckett, spins. Gives off to Barrick, and Barrick loses handle. Qualls knocks it loose, and McDonald there to pick it up. And Will taking up the floor. Crossing midcourt, finds Qualls at the left wing. Dillon goes all the way over to the right wing to Puckett. Elisha drives in. Nice pass to McKinnon. And he couldn't put it up and in, but he is fouled, and that will send Tyler McKinnon to the free throw line.
Josh, right there, McKinnon went up soft. You are the biggest man on the floor. Make some room. Go through some people. Get to that rim, right? Great, he drew the foul. You can get an and one if you attack aggressive right there.
And free throw number 1 kicks off the rim, no good. Number 2 on the way, it is up, and it falls. So Hickman County takes a 1-0 lead over Fairview. Arnold inbounds it over to Horde. Horde taking it to the right side of the floor. Hickman County pressing here. Qualls meets Arnold. Arnold tries to drive around him up the left side. Oh, and Qualls tries to knock it loose. And Cam, we heard that contact up here.
Yeah, that's a silly foul early in the game. If you're going to go for a steal, make it an easier one. You know, you want to kind of protect your fouls in the first quarter. Don't just, especially in the first couple of minutes. That already puts Dillon at 1, so he's already got to start being more cautious.
And Phillips driving, kicks it back out to Barrick. Barrick now to Phillips. Phillips pumps, drives in, now swings it back out to Fawcett. Blystad there to meet him. Gives to Horde up top. Horde drives in, good! Over the lunging arm of Tyler McKinnon. So Fairview takes the lead here, 2-1. And a great pass by Elisha to McKinnon. And a jump ball is called, and it goes the way of Fairview.
Josh, you talked about it. This is a bit of a rivalry game. They're going to come out, and they're going to have a ton of energy. They're going to force these Bulldogs to play their hearts out. They gotta step up and bring the same.
Well, even though Hickman County won the last matchup, I mean, Fairview still has some great athletes on there. I mean, we shouldn't take anything away at all from this Fairview team. They're well coached. They're a tough young team. And it won't be an easy one for Hickman County here tonight. They have to play their absolute best. As the ball goes out of bounds, still stays with Fairview. Phillips looking inbound. Oh, and Puckett takes it away. Elisha. Oh, and it's ripped away by Phillips. And the possession will stay with Hickman County. But that was a great steal there, though, by Elisha. I mean, some great defense as well, almost drawing a 5-second violation here. And Elisha quickly gets it into McKinnon. McKinnon to Blystad. Puckett pump fakes along the baseline. He drives, spins, puts it up one-handed, no good. And McKinnon tries to get a hand in there. And it goes out on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Josh, the mentality so far from the referees is definitely letting the boys play a bit.
Oh, and Fawcett from the corner, no good, falls short. And McDonald with the rebound. McDonald bringing up the middle of the floor. McDonald gives to Qualls. Qualls drives. Now on the baseline, looking for help. Great pass, Blystad, pump fake, step back. Feeds to Qualls, open look, left corner. Oh, in and out, but rebounded by Elisha. And a nice pass to Qualls. Oh, it's tipped away as Dillon tries to slam it down. The putback is no good. And Fairview, a great defensive hold there by the Yellow Jackets. And Horde drives on McKinnon. The SWAT throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Qualls. And a very special thank you to our cameraman, John Michael Lewis. A lot of action here. And Elisha from the left wing knocks it down. And Elisha, his first bucket of the game, comes from beyond the perimeter. And Fairview passes in, a very errant one. Elisha guarding Horde against the baseline now. And he'll drive past him, now up the right side of the floor. Oh, and a foul is called on Hickman County. I'm not sure if they got Blystad or Puckett waiting for the ruling. And they do get Elisha his first foul of the game.
Yeah, right there, we know that Elisha needs to hustle to beat him to the out-of-bounds line right there. If he does that, Charlie Blystad was there to double him, but because he kind of stayed beside of him, wasn't necessarily letting him pass, but also wasn't stopping his forward motion, that caused the foul. And so, Josh, there, you almost have to just forget shuffling your feet and just outrun him. If he makes a good move, a good crossover, so be it. You have to try to force him to that out-of-bounds line because that puts him in a tough spot. Now, Fairview does not have any just absolutely elite ball handlers. If I'm Hickman County, I'm coming with a lot of ball pressure out of this timeout, right? Now, we talked about the depth, right? And it didn't necessarily show the other night against Columbia Academy. But right here, knowing this team doesn't have a super talented ball handler, go out and force them into turnovers. You have a deep bench. If you foul them, that's fine. You got another guy to replace them. Just high energy, force them to make a mistake.
And it's inbounded by Fairview corner, now Phillips. Hands it off to Fawcett at the right wing. Fawcett pulls up from deep, and he knocks it down. Not much you can do about that if you're Hickman County. It's a great shot there by Fawcett. Now finds McKinn in the paint, tries to feed it to Elisha underneath, but it's knocked out of bounds by Fairview. And now Cam, Fairview almost taking a page out of Hickman's book with this high energy play style, right? Knocked down a big three. They capitalize by swarming the ball handler. Elisha finds McDonald now on the ball. McDonald looking for help and throws it across the way to Qualls, the right wing. Qualls dribbles in. Strong drive, puts it up, no good, but he is fouled, and that will send number 11 to the line. And Cam, that step by Qualls is just so dangerous. His long strides, it's hard to stop.
Yes, dude. It's just like Chloe Warren. When they use that long first step, dude, to get past their defender, who's standing in front of that? Nobody.
And Qualls,
I want to see more aggressiveness from those two.
And Qualls knocks down free throw number 1. And TJ Bice substituting in now for number 24, Lander Horde. Number 2 for Qualls is up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Fairview, but after his first make, we're tied at 5 apiece. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Phillips driving in, now kicks it back out to Barrick. Guarded by Puckett. Barrick drives in, kicks it over to Arnold. Leftmost side of the paint. Now Arnold tries to drive into the paint, guarded by Qualls. Now out to Bice. Bice, the dish is over to Fawcett.
Josh, basketball is undoubtedly a physical game, but man, they are getting after it tonight. Lot of hands, a lot of chest bumps, but hey, it's a part of the game.
And a great defensive play there by the Dogs. Phillips out the right wing, guarded by McDonald. Phillips wants to drive, he tries, spin move, and he falls on his feet, and they'll get him with a travel. A phenomenal defensive play there by McDonald. He stood his ground, and he just let him make a mistake.
Yeah, and he knew that was coming. The kid had pulled that move twice before. Great job there by Will, taking note and learning what this kid likes to do. Great adjustment there by the young man.
Now Elisha picks up his dribble and throws it to Blystad at the right wing. Blystad goes right back, and Elisha pulls up from way downtown. No good. And Blystad goes up for the rebound. The whistle is blown, and I believe they got Fairview with a foul.
Now, Josh, Fairview has come out in this very extended 2-3. Now, we've talked about the way to break a 2-3 is to get the ball inside to the middle. The middle man right now is currently picking up whoever is there in the middle. So, what do you do there? They're basically playing one-on-one as a foul there from Fairview on Qualls. So, basically, the guys that would be down in the corner have a one-on-one matchup. What these Dogs have to realize is that so this guy on the opposite end, as Elisha Puckett open from deep,
He knocks it down. Great shot there by Elisha. 8-5 now your score. Bulldogs take the lead.
And they did it right there. They started the ball on the complete opposite corner, swung it all the way around, and got an open shot on the other end. That can happen the rest of the night tonight.
And Barrick drives into the paint, looking for help, dishes back out to Phillips. Phillips over to Arnold. Arnold looked to pull up, pulls it down though, and gives it back out to Fawcett beyond the three-point line. Oh, Puckett knocks it away. And he looked to set up in that right corner, fakes the shot, looking for help. And he feeds over to McKinnon. Qualls now, drives in, pulls up mid-range, knocks it down. Great shot by Qualls. The Dogs widen it to 10-5. When Barrick drives in, pulls up mid-range, and it falls. The rim certainly playing hometown favor there to Barrick on that shot. So Qualls now brings it up the floor. Very slowly wants to set up his offense. Now gives to Blysted, back to Qualls. Qualls, Puckett, pump fakes, now drives. Loses a handle on it. And Elisha taking accountability there. He's lost handle on it just a little bit.
Yeah, Josh, that was honestly about to be a nasty move. Great job there by Puckett reading the defense, knowing they're in a zone. Typically, these young guys, as a corner three from Fairview,
no good. On Qualls to Puckett. Puckett's all by himself, and Elisha throws it down. It is not often that we see an Elisha Puckett dunk, but it is electric when he does.
You love to see it.
Now Fairview. Now Hickman kind of going to ride that momentum a little bit. A throw. It's errant. Picked up by Qualls. An underhanded pass to try to check it down to McDonald, but the whistle blows, and Fairview will be called for a foul. So McDonald now going to the line to shoot a couple. Not really sure what happened there. But Will McDonald knocks down number one. So 13-7, your score now, just under a minute and a half to go in this first quarter. The Hickman County Bulldogs are starting to find themselves just a little bit, Cam. They're playing some solid defense against a team that's been playing very high octane so far. They try to move it around a lot. They try to make some tough drives, but Hickman has been there with keeping up every step with this Fairview offense. Then offensively, and we've seen some big threes already from Elisha Puckett with some tough twos as well.
Josh, we talked about this in the first game that we did together. When we interviewed Coach Dawson, he said that they love to play in transition, right? And this Fairview team cannot play in transition. When you lack a ball handler, when you lack somebody that can force the ball up the floor really well, that is an area that you struggle in. Notice now that they've had a couple of turnovers and they've had Fairview not be able to set up a half-court offense, that Fairview is struggling to get buckets. Now, that one big three that they hit was in transition, but it's a transition three. It's a chance taken more by Fairview than it is a bad defensive play by Hickman County. So keeping these Fairview Yellow Jackets running, keeping them in transition, is going to be what makes a huge difference.
Now McDonald back at the stripe again. Number two goes up and in for the Bulldogs. Arnold gives in to Barrick. Barrick up the right side of the floor. And some great defense there by the Dogs. They force him to find Fawcett. And McDonald, they're quickly pursuing Fawcett. He gets around, looking for help. Tries to find it, goes off the hands of his man. Ooh, and Cam, it looked like TJ Bice's foot was dangerously close to the line, but they say he was still in the air, and it goes out of bounds off the Bulldogs. Fairview maintains possession. And he goes out deep Finds Mason Johnson, who just came into the game. Now to Fawcett from three. He got it. And that is another three there by Blake Fawcett, Cam. And he has certainly been an offensive weapon for this Fairview team so far.
One would argue he has been their offense. He's the only one really enforcing his will, making shots. It's Will McDonald with the walk right there. But if I'm Hickman County, I'm picking up on, hey, this guy, he's letting it fly. If I'm Coach Dawson, I'm thinking about face guarding the kid, really, because that kind of eliminates him from the offense and forces other players to step up, which they're not doing.
Now Barrett drives on the right side. Nice move there. Kicks out to the corner. He loses a handle on it. Throws it wildly. And Braden Brown, one-on-one layup. No good. Oh, and Elisha tries to put back, and he gets it. The left-handed layup. A great job there by Elisha to be there for his teammate. But it gets a great awareness by Braden Brown as well to be heads up, watching that ball that sailed errantly by to pick it up. Now in the corner, Elisha on Bice. Bice drives and swings out to the corner, off the hands and into the fan base. And it will stay Hickman County ball. And there were some big substitutions. Kylan Seal now in the game. Braden Brown and Timothy Puckett all in now for the Bulldogs. Tim now back to Elisha. Now to Brown. Brown goes across the way to Puckett. Elisha pulls up. Gives over to Tim, his brother. Timothy pulls up from downtown. No good. Off the rim. That was a tough shot. What an electric way that would have been to end the first quarter. But at the end of one, Hickman County 16, Fairview 10. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing. Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
and you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection. They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX Live. The second quarter of action about to be underway. Hickman up by 6. After what's been a very impressive performance by Elisha Puckett, as we're accustomed to. He has 10 points already just in the first quarter. So Tim Puckett now dribbles in, guarded by Barrett. Swings over to Elisha, guarded by Johnson. Elisha looking for help, gives Braden Brown. Driving in over to Tim. He'll pull up from 3, and he got it. Being able to shoot from 3 just runs in the bloodline as Tim Puckett knocks one down from deep. Look at Tim playing tough defense on the baseline, and they will get him for a foul. But you have to admire the aggressiveness by Tim Puckett, making the most of his minutes here.
Yeah, right there. It was a good job with the feet. If my hands are up and off the guy, that's not called. That's good defense. So Tim's gotta know, hey, I gotta have my hands off and force him into putting the ball out there. If I'm gonna steal the ball, it'll be his fault.
And Bison with the ball underneath. Oh, puts it up, no good. And Elisha tries to get a rebound. He tips it, no, but Arnold with the rebound and the putback. 19-12 now your score in favor of the Dogs. Braden Brown back to Elisha. Brody Worley now who's in the game at the free throw site. And Tim, he pulls up again, and again he knocks one down. And the whistle blows. And that will send Tim Puckett to the free throw line with a chance to cap off a 4-point play. And it's rare we see emotion from Tim Puckett, but he was fired up after that 3-point and one.
Absolutely, Josh. And what? What are they?
No they wave off the 3.
They wave off the 3 and call it on the floor.
Oh, we hate that. A 3-pointer taken off the board for Tim Puckett, but the Dogs maintain possession. Nice pump fake by Brown. Gives back to Worley. Now Elisha goes across the way to Tim Puckett. Oh, now to Brown. Pump fakes, drives in. Tries to get the seal and does, and Kylan Seal puts it up and in for 2. 24-12 your score. Now Cam, not as good of a 3-point and 1, but Hickman still capitalizes with points.
Absolutely, and Braden Brown initiating the offense right there.
And Bice put back, no good. Arnold with the rebound.
We got to put a body on somebody right there, Josh. That is just a lack of willingness to box out. We have got to box out. Getting Fairview out of this game is going to require rebounding. We have to rebound.
So Barrick in the corner gives to Arnold, and Kylan Seal knocks it out of bounds. So it will stay with the Yellow Jackets, but Hickman County not making anything easy for this inbound. Now Barrick in the right corner gives over to Fawcett. Fawcett looking, gives over to Barrick. Barrick back over to Bice. Bice back to Johnson. Johnson drives it on Worley. Johnson pulls up from mid-range, no good, and Kylan Seal a tough rebound, and he gives over to Elisha Puckett. And Elisha looking for help. Gives over to Braden Brown at the right wing. Now back to Elisha. Now at the right elbow to Worley. Brown from 3, pulls up. No good, off the rim, and Seal tries to tip it out, but it's rebounded by Barrick of the Yellow Jackets, and they push it down the floor in a hurry. And Fawcett pulls up from deep. No good, a rare miss there by Fawcett. And Hickman County with the rebound. Brown now slowing things down a little bit as he takes it up the right side of the floor. Brown, Tim Puckett from 3. Oh, he's on fire!
He's feeling it, Josh. He's feeling it.
Oh, he's on fire. Keep feeding him. And now Fairview will bring it up the floor now. Man, it's hard enough when you have to guard 1 Puckett from 3. They have to guard 2. Oh, and they get a foul. I believe they've got Braden Brown for that call. A lot of shoving there offensively, but no call on that end. But if you're Hickman County, roll with the punches, come out and do your thing. So Arnold there to inbound. Well guarded there by the Dogs. And he finds Bice in the left corner, guarded by Brown. He tries to drive in, loses handle a little bit, but feeds out to Fawcett. Horde now, who's in the game for Fairview, drives in. Oh, and knocked away by Brown, and he'll get possession, and he is fouled. So Hickman County keeps possession. Man, what a defensive performance Hickman is putting on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. And if there's one thing I have noticed these past few games, the more Braden Brown is letting himself get involved, the more success that's coming to these Dogs. He is hooping, Josh.
Brown now feeds to Puckett. Puckett goes across the way to Tim. Tim feeds, some quick ball movement here from the Dogs. Elisha, right wing, catch and shoot. Just off the left side of the rim. Rebounded by Horde, and Horde falls down. And they'll get Kylan Seal on the foul. And Qualls and McKinnon checking back in for Seal and Elisha Puckett. Qualls, Worley, McKinnon, Tim Puckett, and Braden Brown, your 5 now for the Hickman County Bulldogs.
Josh, we got size in right now. If I am the Bulldogs, I am forcing the issue as they come out in a 2-3. But I'm forcing the ball inside so that we can play an inside-out game. You get that ball into the interior, that defense is going to sink in. You know who that leaves open? Tim Puckett.
So Johnson feeds to Horde. Horde now over. Oh, almost sails over Fawcett's head, but a nice job to corral it one-handed. Fawcett guarded by Worley, and down Brown there, 2v1. He steps up mid-range. No good. Oh, that's a scrap for the ball. And Cam, I didn't see a jump ball signal there. I would have assumed that's what it would have been.
I didn't really see a signal at all.
I guess it's either a foul. Either way, Fairview holds on to the ball. And Fawcett inbounds it to Arnold. Arnold guarded by Brown. Oh, and Brown knocks it loose. He has to give back out to Horde. Horde drives in. Oh, he's not going over Tyler McKinnon as he knocks it down, forces the jump ball, and that will go the way of Hickman County. And that is how we've been waiting to see Tyler McKinnon play all year, asserting his dominance, using his size. Oh, man.
Absolutely met him at the peak and absolutely said, no, not today, sir.
It's a grown man sport, Cam.
Grown man game.
So now Brown takes it across the stripe, finds Worley. Worley, one to pull up but doesn't, gives it back down to Qualls. Now back this time, Worley does shoot. Oh, just too strong on the shot as it sails over off the far side of the rim, rebounded by Fairview. 27-12 your score. Hickman leads. Arnold pulls up from three. No good. Off the glass. Oh, and it sails out of bounds. Oh, and a great job there by Dylan Qualls to we're used to box outs coming underneath, but he was boxing out towards the left side of the floor, making sure he couldn't get the ball back in. He knew who it was going out on. Very high IQ play there by Dylan Qualls.
Yeah, great job there by Dylan, knowing that he has the position that the guy is either going to foul you or it's going to go out of bounds.
Qualls, Tim Puckett again, and again he sinks it from three.
Get this man the ball.
Timothy Puckett. Now Logan Phillips, guarded by Qualls, drives in. Oh! Now a lot of movement there with the lower half of the body there from Fairview. No call, and Phillips goes to the line after the shooting foul.
Now, Josh, right there, we have the momentum. We are forcing them into bad shots. Qualls right there went for the steal. Now, we know that we're not trying to necessarily force the issue of a turnover because these Fairview Yellow Jackets are so out of sync right now. So if I'm Qualls, if I'm Coach Dawson, that's a learning moment saying, hey, let's force them into a bad play instead of trying to force the issue.
The second free throw, no good, rebounded by Qualls. Qualls takes up the court, tries to dish off to Folks. And they'll say it goes off on Fairview. Hickman County maintains possession.
Now, Dylan again has to know there, if you jump, you have either got to shoot or just get rid of it.
Oh, and Tim pulls up again from three. No good, but Qualls tries to put back. No good. Folks again fighting underneath, and Qualls keeps it into McKinnon. Up and in, and one for the Hickman County Bulldogs. And Tyler McKinnon goes to the line, and that 6'6" frame has been paying dividends tonight for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great job there by Qualls not giving up on the play. Great job by Folks there not giving up on the play. And the first move, getting the ball to Tim Puckett, I mean, he's hot. Why would you not get him the ball?
I mean, a rare miss there by Tim, and McKinnon puts it in to cap off the three-point play. Hickman County now leads by 20, 13-33 your score, 2:48 to go in the first half of play here in Fairview. And they're going to slowly let the ball roll up court. They don't want to run down any clock. Now Barrick picks it up, guarded by Blystad. Looking, and it's taken away by Puckett. Oh, a lot of contact, and they'll get Lander Horde there of Fairview on the foul. And Elisha Puckett giving life and limb there, trying to force the turnover.
Josh, I was just looking forward to him soaring after that turnover and jamming one down, but
so Elisha to inbound it.
Enjoyment ruined.
Well, Elisha's going to pull it from the right wing, uncontested, but off the rim. Oh, and Folks comes flying in and try to keep it in. And Qualls maintains possession, goes up and in, but the whistle blows a foul, waves off the shot. But Hickman County will keep the ball. Elisha pulls up from deep, and he knocks it down. Elisha rules over the land of the three as he adds another one to his first half resume. And Fawcett now, deep right wing. Gives over to Barrick up top. Blystad there to meet him. Oh, the throw low, but picked up by Phillips. Phillips back over to Barrick. Barrett tries to drive in. Nice double team by the Dogs. In the corner, Phillips does knock down a three for Fairview. Trims it down at 36-16, just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Elisha wants to drive a lot of contact, and they'll get Max Arnold on the foul. And Cam with the foul trouble, that does send Elisha to the line. Number 1 on the way. And it's good. Elisha Puckett is a man you do not want to send to that free throw strike. Number 2 on the way, and it's good. Rattles around and falls. Now Horde passes in to Barrett. So Barrett driving around the right. What a bullet pass, tries to keep it in bounds, but they do get Barrick on the walk. Hickman County possession. Elisha gives in to Blystad. Blystad right back to Elisha. Elisha finds Qualls. Now to Folks from 3, and it falls short. Might have been tipped. And Fairview trying to push it down the floor quick. And Hickman County, a nice job of hustling back to set up their defense. On Horde loses handle of it. Gives Hickman time to meet him. And he gives back to Fawcett. Fawcett back to Phillips. Phillips guarded by Folks, has to give back out to Barrick, and they do get Braden Folks on the foul. They'll send it to the baseline. And no, that they did reach the foul limit, so although it wasn't a shooting foul, Phillips does go to the line. Number 1, no good. Hits off the front of the rim. Number 2 is up, and this one falls. 17-38 your score. 55 seconds in the half, and a ball. Oh, a nice pass by Elisha. And a little bit of alley-oop there to Dylan Qualls. 45 seconds now. Fairview at the right side of the floor now gives to Fawcett. A lot of movement there. Now back to Fawcett. Fawcett tries to push it in the paint to Arnold, and it's slapped down. But the officials say too much contact, and that will send Maxwell Arnold to the line.
Yeah, Josh, right there, McKinnon has to know if he has inside position, I have to come around the outside to try to get that block. He tried to come straight over the top of him to try to swipe down on it. So in a situation like that, when a defender or an offensive player got within you, you have to come from the other side so he's not as guarded on that side, because he will get a foul that way if you just try to right over the top.
The free throw is good. 19-40 your score. 30 seconds remain. Elisha with the ball. And Hickman wanting to take the last shot of the half. Oh, but Qualls just drives in, puts it up, no good. But it will send Qualls to the free throw line.
The assertiveness on the offensive end has really been the story of this game for these Dogs. Dylan has decided, I'm going to find my shot. That's something that he hasn't done enough, in my opinion. You know, like, we see this team and people that have scoring capabilities. The best two at getting their own shot are Elisha and Dylan. If I'm Dylan, or if I'm Coach Dawson, I'm loving seeing the assertiveness on the offensive end from Dylan tonight.
Arnold kicks out to Phillips. Phillips from 3, no good, too strong. Rebounded by Qualls, 13 seconds. The Dogs have time to score, and Qualls flying down the court. Oh, his layup is no good. Rebounded by Phillips. Look at Qualls forcing the jump ball with 5.5 seconds to go in the half. And it will be Hickman County ball here. The possession arrow goes our way. Blythe still looking to inbound it. They have to be quick here. Puckett in the corner. 4 seconds. Dribbles around. Now Blystead open in the corner. And he sinks it as time expires in the first half. Charlie Blystead puts an exclamation mark.
Huge shot there by Chuck Nasty to end that half.
And at the end of one, Hickman County 44 leads over Fairview's 19 points. Now, folks, we look to see more of that in the second half for Hickman County. I should make it known that given our current setup right now, we will be unable to interview Coach Gavin Gordon or his player of the game as you're accustomed to seeing from us. So we do apologize for that, but we look to get right back to our interviews as soon as possible, hopefully by the next game. Same goes for Coach Dawson at the end of this game. So the stream will end. Following the game, we'll give a little bit of a post-game rundown, and that'll be all she wrote here from Fairview. But we appreciate you tuning in with us on YouTube to WNKX to this presentation of high school basketball. And we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing. Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection. They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
Yeah, it's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX Live. We are just under 3 minutes away from resuming second half basketball. Your Hickman County Bulldogs have been putting on a clinic tonight in Fairview. They currently lead the Yellow Jackets by a score of 44-19. Now, Cam, what have been some of the big stories for tonight as far as, why has Hickman been playing as well as they have been?
Josh, I don't know where to start because it's such a team-oriented night. You know, we talked about it before the game started. It is so important that this team be in sync, that this team be loose, that this team's playing. They're coming out, they're having fun. Chuck Nasty's freestyling right now. You gotta love it. And these guys, like I said, love playing with each other. So, you know, I want to see that continue. They're playing as a team. They're playing as a unit. The other night, they were kind of missing that, you know, and they were going to go as far as Elisha could take them. What can take you further than one player, Josh? A whole team. And so I think above anything, it is this big lead is due to the fact that these guys are not playing for themselves, but they're playing for each other, and they're going out, and they're giving everything they have. Obviously Elisha Puckett's leading in scoring with about 15 points. But, if you look at the stat sheet, everybody's getting buckets. So that's all you can ask, and you got to love it.
I've really been enjoying as well seeing the involvement of guys like Braden Brown getting more minutes, guys like Tim Puckett. And I think Tim Puckett is a guy who's been a sleeper on this team, right? He is the dark horse. He is the guy that can come out in this court and drain threes all day long, right? But it's a matter of getting him involved. Tim plays a great supporting role on this team when he's out on the floor. But if you dare leave him open, he'll make you pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done that tonight. Absolute sniper from deep. And I love seeing him get involved because he brings something to the table that they need. Him and Will McDonald are the floor spacers. They're the guys that play the Klay Thompson role. They play the Ray Allen role. They stay on the perimeter. They cause the defense to have to spread out. And when that defense can spread out, that allows Dylan Qualls, that allows Elisha, that allows Tyler McKinnon to get in and make plays, right? They can get in the paint and play the game that they want to play, get the shots that they want to get if Tim and Will are on from deep. And Tim is causing this defense absolute madness. And so if he can continue that in this second half, pulling the defense out, I think we're going to see more drives, more fouls, more efficient buckets.
I think it can't be understated, the chemistry of this team either. You can throw any combination of 5 guys on the floor, and they're going to work well together, right? And that's what I love seeing with this team, with pretty much every game they played, seeing just the diverse amount of, just the incredible amount of players that Coach Dawson's able to sub in and out at will, pretty much. Of course, you have the key playmakers, but anybody on this team at any given time can be a very critical piece of the puzzle here. As Blystad inbounds it to Elisha. Elisha goes over to Charlie, swings out to the right corner to Qualls. Qualls, Blystad back to Elisha. Elisha dribbles, floater, alley-oop. Oh, that would have been an electric play there, but unable to cap off the alley-oop. So Hickman County already starting this third quarter here with a little bit of pep in their step. They're excited. They're playing with some energy right now. They're playing confident. Barrick with the ball, kicks it back out to Fawcett. Fawcett over to Arnold. Arnold guarded by Qualls, has to pick it up and get back out to Horde. Horde drives in, and Blystad. Some great defense there by Charlie as he forces the ball to go out of bounds. It will stay with Fairview, but no easy buckets, at least not on that possession. Now Fawcett inbounds to Arnold. Arnold puts it up, and it rolls off the rim. No good. Oh, and a lot of contact here. Qualls and Arnold all tangled up. Oh, my goodness. It looked like those two young men were playing a game of Twister out there, Cam. They were all knotted up.
Yeah, and it's something that I've watched all game, and something that started last game is those two have gone at it both games. They've been very aggressive. They've been playing very physical. And it's, like you said, it's two competitors, two rivals. But if I'm Qualls, I have to play within myself right here. Right? I can't let my emotions run wild. I can't be undisciplined. I have to just go play basketball.
And they will call a double foul there. They'll get number 11, Maxwell Arnold, and number 11, Dylan Qualls of Hickman. Elisha pulls up. Now passes over to Blyson. Over. Right elbow. Qualls pulls up mid-range. No good. Oh, McKinnon using that big body. Tries for a putback. No good, but he is fouled. And McKinnon will head to the line to shoot a couple. And Cam, you could feel the tension a little bit there, right? The first half was relatively tame, but when that bit of contact there happened between Qualls and Arnold, you could kind of start to feel this feud really heating up a little bit as McKinnon misses his first free throw.
Yeah, if you're watching the first half, you know, the crowd is chirping at our guys. Our guys are, you know, letting them know that, hey, look at the scoreboard. You know, it was a subtle as bad miss there.
Oh, and McKinnon says not today as he denies Horde. Now Arnold tries to drive in, step back two. Short, rebounded by McDonald, but he has it knocked away. And they'll say it goes off on Phillips.
But yeah, as I was saying, it's been one of those like subtly, like the refs are letting you be physical. You know, as the game goes on, it got a little more physical, a little more heated. And that right there was the culmination of, one, the refs allowing it to get rough, but two, just the chippiness.
And Puckett pump fakes the three, dishes, left corner, Qualls along the baseline. Oh, goes up, and Arnold fouls him. And Cam, you can't really write a better script than that. Who there to meet Dylan Qualls? He tries to drive into the basket. None other than number 11, Maxwell Arnold, the man who was responsible for the double foul earlier.
And Dylan drove that with one thing in mind, putting it on whoever's head was standing underneath that basket. He was not about to lay that up. He's about to jam it on their head.
And Qualls drains his first free throw. Qualls prepares for number 2. And this one goes in. 19-47, your score. Bulldogs lead by a lot with 6:30 to go in the third quarter. Horde now guarded by McKinnon, dribbles into the paint, mid-range shot from the free throw stripe, no good, and Qualls comes flying in out of nowhere to get the rebound. Dillon pushing up the floor, driving in, spin move, dish to McKinnon, and McKinnon puts it up and in for the Dogs.
Dylan Qualls initiating the offense right there. We talked about it. Who's the two guys that can create shots the best? Elisha Puckett and Dylan Qualls. Dylan stepping up huge.
And McKinnon knocks it loose. It's a breakaway. And he'll lay it up and in. And Cam, you know right there, it probably kills McKinnon to not to slam it down right there, but he takes the safe route, lays it up and in, and that's 2 points. May not have the style points, but coaches don't really care too much about that. Barrett drives in, tries to find his man. No one there, and he throws it out of bounds. Hickman County ball, and Fairview forced to use a timeout. And Cam, Hickman County, I mean, we've talked about these Bulldogs needing to play a strong third quarter, and they have been doing just that so far in this game.
Yeah, and Josh, it's still early in this quarter, but so far, you can't ask for any better energy coming out of that half. I mean, I think it needs to be just like the girls' game. Step on their throats now. Get the starters out. Let the young guys play. If you take care of business now, you don't have to play a whole game. There's no pressure on you. You can play loose. And I think we win it here. The next 5 minutes and 37 seconds of this game, you win the game here. Put it completely out of distance. Make it be no doubt.
The Bulldogs currently lead by 30 going into this timeout, up 51-19. And Cam, based on how this game started, I didn't really expect this to be the score here with 5:30 to go in the third quarter, right? Fairview came out strong. They came out fired up, but Hickman County, they did exactly what they needed to, and that was weather the early storm that you knew was going to be coming with Fairview playing at home.
Yeah, and the thing with Fairview is it's not like they're giving less effort. We have just made the right plays. It's Elisha Puckett from downtown. Like I was saying, we have just made the right plays. And when you make the right plays, when you play within yourself, you get a better result.
So Fairview driving in. Jump stop there by Barrick. Kicks it back out to Fawcett. Pump fakes back out to Barrick in the right corner. Dribbles in, Puckett on him now to left corner. Horde pulls up from three. Well overshot there, and Elisha picks it up and takes it down the floor. Elisha's going to pull up from three. He got it. Man, Elisha, his last 2 threes go in, and he is starting to put this game more and more out of reach. Oh, and they lose a handle of it right to Will McDonald. McDonald on the breakaway, but it's taken right back, and he never really had a solid handle on that takeaway there, Cam.
Yeah, and he's got to understand there. I have 2 defenders that are about to pinch me in. I got to take a dribble out and look up the floor for a pass.
And McKinnon plays great baseline defense right there. Horde loses handle of it and goes sailing out of bounds. Hickman County will take over possession. And Hagens checks in now for Fairview. And Cam, number 22, we saw a lot of Hagens in the last matchup between these two. Haven't seen him a whole lot this game. His first time, as far as I'm aware, checking in. And Qualls driving in. Oh, a lot of contact, and he is fouled. And that will send number 11 to the free throw strike.
Yeah, I found that very interesting, Josh. Now that you pointed that out, the young man was making a huge difference on offense. He shot pretty decent from downtown. It really wasn't an enforcer, but is this the first time we're seeing him tonight?
I believe so, and Dylan Qualls' first free throw, no good. But perhaps there's a reason. I mean, of course, we don't know all the goings-on inside the minds of a coach or what goes on in a locker room. Now Qualls sets up for number 2. 57-19 your score, now 58-19 after Qualls drains number 2. 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Hagens bring up the right side of the floor. He wants to drive on Blystad into the paint, and the left-handed layup is no good. Foul on Blystad, and that sends Hagens to the line.
Now, Josh, I understand you're up by 39 points as Hagens missed the first free throw. Defense has got to be your priority. I don't care how much you're up by. You have got to bring the energy on the defensive end, because games like this aren't always a good result. As a rebound by Fairview, they get the ball back.
And Bice kicks it to Hagens. On Qualls, knocks it loose, but Hagens stays with it. Ball on the floor, Puckett picks it up. Oh, a nice behind-the-back dribble there as he brings up the floor, finds McKinnon, and an easy layup as the Bulldogs break 60 on the game. Hagens wants to drive. Oh, and Qualls gets a hand up and denies it. It goes out of bounds on Dillon, so it will stay with Fairview. And here comes a mass substitution for the Bulldogs. All 5 checking out. In now for the Dogs, Braden Brown, Kylan Seal, Brody Worley, Braden Folks, and Tim Puckett.
Now, if you remember, the last time they put in this second group, they got out of control. They played a little undisciplined, and Coach Dawson had to put the starters back in. Right now, I want to see these young men step up and play within themselves, play the game they know how to play.
Now Barrick drives the basket. Look at Brody Worley. Denies it. Oh, and it's ripped away from Brown. And Arnold sends it out of bounds, and a foul is called. I believe they'll get Braden Brown for that one. No, it's a foul on Arnold. And a big substitution in now for Fairview as they look to get their young guys some minutes, as this game, I guess the coach feels, is well out of reach. And Braden Brown, after that foul, will go to the free throw line. Number 1 up and in for number 2. And number 2 falls for Braden. Now, Cam, what I want to make note of real quick is that Hickman County has just hit number 62 on the game in the point column. And, I mean, they've just now tied what they did last time against Fairview, and they still have 11 minutes of game to play. I mean, this has been just an impressive showing by Hickman. Definitely learned a lot from the last matchup. They're building well off the loss against CA, and this looks promising for the Dogs going forward.
Yeah, Josh, and giving these guys, giving these second group the opportunity, because if we want to make a state tournament run like we want to, the guys on the floor now are going to make a huge difference in that. As Tim Puckett bring the ball to the floor, pass to Braden Brown.
Oh, and the three kicks off the back of the rim, but Puckett with a putback. No, off the rim, and it goes out of bounds on Kylan Seal. So Fairview will be in possession. And Kim, we were talking in the middle of this, but a great takeaway down this end of the floor, on the right end of the floor by Tim Puckett there. Great steal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we want to see defense these last few minutes. Yes, you play with the lead. Yes, I doubt that they can come back from 62 to 19. But more so than that, you are preparing for what's coming. And it's tough teams and it's tough games, and that is what's in your future. You have to look to that. Moments like these are when you prepare for those.
Now Johnson with the ball, gives over to Eric. Eric feeds over to Thrower. Thrower dishes over to Lester. Lester guarded by Brown. They try to fit it in there. Tough pass, no. Nothing to be found in Brown on the breakaway. Gives to Kylan Seal. Another nice pass to Worley. Behind the back to Brown. And Brown puts it in. Some great ball movement there by the Bulldogs. 64 to 19, now your score. And Johnson pulls it from three for Fairview, and he knocks it down. So Brown bringing it up the floor. Now, Cam, I think it's safe to say Brown will be the point guard of the future, right? Only a sophomore, but very talented. Worley, nice hook pass to Seal. Seal loses handle a little bit, but because he is fouled, and that will send number 30 to the free throw line.
Yeah, Josh, like you mentioned, Braden Brown being the point guard of the future, I am so impressed with him, because although he might not always make the right decision, he's giving enough effort to oftentimes make up when he messes up. Now, does he mess up often? Absolutely not. He's a very intelligent player and an enforcer on offense. Is he going to blow you away in the scoring column? No, but you know where he is going to blow you away at? Driving the ball inside and kicking, getting open shots for his teammates. He's more of a classic point guard than Elisha is, obviously, relying more on, Elisha is a scorer first. Braden just kind of initiates as a great defensive play there by Brown, gets called for the foul, but he's got a motor, and that motor makes such a difference. Pat Bev type, you know?
And what I love about this young core that Hickman County has is that they're a team of selfless guys. I mean, you mentioned Braden Brown. I mean, he is looking to create opportunities for his teammates, and that is all you want in a player, right? I mean, a guy that doesn't care about having all the glory for himself, a guy that just wants to go out there and win, a true competitor.
Yeah, and I think that comes from him being a multi-sport athlete, playing football, but as Folks from deep.
Oh, off the back of the rim. Oh, and Worley knocks it out, but Fairview able to gather it. Oh, and a nice shot by Tim Puckett to get a hand up to foil the attempt at a pass underneath. And Brown from the left side of the floor. Worley now. Tim open from three, and he sinks it. And you cannot leave Tim Puckett that wide open, because he will do just that every single time.
And Josh, the last couple of games, we haven't really seen a lot of Tim, but, I mean, I think there's more to come.
Now Brown on a breakaway here. After the rebound, nice step, hook layup, and he sinks it. What a play.
That was nasty.
A great move by Braden Brown. We're going to pull it from deep, buzzer beater, no good off the rim. Hoyleman tried a deep three, nothing going. Worley credited with the rebound, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. 8 minutes remain in this contest, and we will be right back after this final break.
Fairview Middle School wrestling team.
smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. And we are about to start off the fourth quarter here in this game. Hickman County currently leads Fairview by a score of 69-22 in a game that has been all Hickman County. And Cam, we know Coach Dawson has been a believer in earn your play time, right? There are no handouts with this team, and Tim Puckett has been doing just that here tonight.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of the opportunity he's been given as Higgins from deep.
And the three, no good by Fairview, but it goes out of bounds on Hickman.
But yeah, Tim Puckett definitely taking the opportunity he's given.
Good
His folks
grief.
knocks it out of bounds.
Man, he about knocked the air out of the ball, Cam. I thought we heard a pop.
Hey, shout out to the guy's reaction down there, though, for catching that thing.
Oh, drives in, lowers his shoulder, and that will draw a charge on Barker. And Cam, I mean, we've seen that multiple times over the last few games. When you lower that shoulder, they'll get it every time. You're not going to get away with that. And the head coach of Fairview has just been called for a technical, I believe. Emotions definitely running high here for that Fairview bench.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating. And, you know, that was one of those charge calls that you could argue was a flop, but hey, it got called that way. I'm sure the coach had his opinions about it as Tim Puckett knocks down the first.
And number two is up and in. So not only is Tim lethal from the three-point marker, but he's also money from the free throw line.
Josh, it's that gene you get when you are a Puckett. You happen to get a gene where you are automatic from the free throw line.
And Tim pulls up from deep. Brown with the rebound. Tough shot there, no good. On Kylan Seal fighting for the ball, tries to put it back. And he is fouled. That'll send him to the free throw line. Kylan Seal, Cam, probably one of, if not the most physical player on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. This young man, I have been impressed with every game we have had because irregardless if he is, you know, in the groove offensively, if he's a little undisciplined, there has never been a question if he is giving full effort or not.
So Seal misses the first, misses the second, but Folks, a tough rebound, tries for a putback, but it's knocked away. But he gets a steal right back. A great hustle play there by Folks. Now Hutchison in, gives to Seal. Oh, and a tough pass there, looking for number 21, Dane Gilbert. But they'll get Seal with a walk. So some more young guys in the game now. Cam, number 22, Evan Matheson, 21, Dane Gilbert, and number 1, Taylor Hutchison now. Fairview drives, kicks it back out. In a lane to the basket, and it's up, no good. Can't cap off the layup, but tough defense down underneath will result in a foul, and that will send number 34, Barker, to the line.
Honestly, though, that's a good foul right there. You don't want to give an easy, wide-open layup, so if you're going to use one, that's a great place to use it.
And Barker knocks down the first one. And Cam, of course, we know our viewers can't see the clock, but even though it is a foul, he's at the free throw line, the clock does keep rolling anyway because of the large deficit that Fairview's facing here. Of course, 71-24. So Brown, quick pass to Gilbert. Gilbert dribbles up, drives into the paint. Oh, mid-range shot, no good. Oh, but Mathis, a great rebound. Back out to Gilbert. Gilbert drives in, another mid-range floater, tipped away and taken away by Fairview. Now, Cam, I love the aggressiveness there by Dane Gilbert.
Absolutely. Took the words right out of my mouth. I love seeing Dane get aggressive there.
Hagens goes for a tough two, no good, and it goes out on the Yellow Jackets. And Cam, even with the mercy rule clock rolling, I mean, Hickman County, these young men are going to make the most of their minutes, right? I mean, they have been playing tough all the way to the very end. And Gilbert, gets it taken away. But Hutchison in pursuit, and a great job of hustle by the Dogs to get down the other end. Eric driving in on Hutchison. Spin, put back. No good. No good. And Brown drives, tries to find Hutchison. No good. And Mathis knocks it out of bounds for the Bulldogs. A great defensive play. Dane guarding the baseline pass. Nice pass by Fairview. The shot is up, no good. And a putback by Fairview. This one won't fall. And Mathis gets the rebound but has it taken away. Hagens mid-range jumper falls in for Fairview. 26-71.
That just comes from being young. You got to keep that ball high.
And Mathis. Off the rim, no good for Mathis. And now Fairview driving in. A nice little pass. Eric's shot is no good. And Brown now taking it slowly up the court. I mean, the clock rolls anyway, but I think just wanting to drain as much as possible with this possession. Now to Gilbert. He pulls up from deep. Banks it in! Dane Gilbert. Now, Cam, we know, watching him in middle school, Dane is a great shooter, right? He doesn't get a lot of minutes because of his size, but man, get him around the perimeter and he is electric. And folks, on a breakaway, the layup, no good. The putback by Brown, also no good. And these Bulldogs are hustling, Cam.
They are, and you can't doubt that. But if I'm Coach,
the three-point, no good, but it's kept in bounds. Another three, no good off the. And Folks with the rebound, and Brown secures. He wants to take up the floor with 1:15 to go. And Brown, a deep pass there to Gilbert. Gilbert back to Brown. Brown to Gilbert. Gilbert dribbles in, wants to pull up. Oh my goodness, a lot of contact there.
Josh, if I'm Coach Dawson, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little frustrated because these young guys are playing. They're playing wild. It's entertaining, but it's inefficient. But I want to see. I have a little more discipline. Take your time a little more. Make clearer decisions. But entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, they're just playing physical. They're playing aggressive basketball here. And Hagens drives in. Floater. Nice shot there by Hagens. That on two. We're under 30 seconds now. Hickman driving in. Gilbert. A lot of passes here to Mathis at the right elbow. Mathis back out to Brown, and Brown with 15 seconds will sit on it. And Fairview, of course, playing very conservative. They're going to be content with letting this clock run out. And Cam, my goodness, what a performance by the Bulldogs. And road games are never easy in high school sports. You have to contend with the opposing team's crowd, the student section, which are always loud and riled up, and a floor you're not really accustomed to. But Hickman County comes in, and they play just as efficiently as if it's a home game. They put up 74 points against this Fairview team, and their defense holds them to only 28. And that's including late third and of the entirety of the fourth quarter, where you have the young guys in. The young guys did not give any ground to Fairview. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Hickman County takes this momentum and runs with it in future games.
Yeah, Josh, you can't say enough about these Dogs' performance tonight. They, honestly, early in the game, Fairview came out, hit them with a couple tough ones, but they looked at him and said, okay, here's ours. And absolutely took care of business, man. Like I said, you cannot talk enough about these Dogs' performance from top to bottom, but you hope to see that continue. And how did they win this game, Josh? They won this game by playing together and playing defense, right? And it's the hustle that these young men had and the willingness to play for each other.
Well, and of course, it's going to be a tough test for these Bulldogs. They have the weekend to rest and reprieve, but Monday they have Marshall County. And they have a 3-game week next week. Of course, they play Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, so no rest for the weary for Hickman County. But it starts Monday, a game at a time against a team where Hickman County didn't look that great against in Marshall County. But of course, they have the advantage of playing at home, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they right the wrong of the Marshall County loss.
Yeah, and we know that we can take care of them. We saw in the first game a bit of a lack of physicality being brought. You know, there were some things that they definitely, you could tell was the first game of the year. And I think them coming in and playing Marshall County this time, I think it's going to be a different game, Josh. I think it's going to be one where they're insanely confident. Elisha Puckett doesn't foul out. I think Elisha Puckett fouling out early in that game put him in a tough spot, Josh. The guys who aren't named Elisha Puckett stepped up big tonight. I think that continues. But 2, I think Elisha knows, hey, I have to be disciplined. And so going into this game, if you have Elisha Puckett for 4 quarters, you can be in any game.
Oh, absolutely, Cam. And I love tonight seeing the young guys, the bench players come in, make the most of their minutes, playing aggressive. I mean, Timothy Puckett, oh my goodness. You could argue he was one of the players of the game because he defied not only all expectation, but he certainly made the most of his minutes here tonight, knocking down several threes, forcing some turnovers on defense. I mean, he was doing it all tonight, made some great passes. I mean, Timothy Puckett is just an all-around 5-tool player, and he's one that Coach Dawson loves to have, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that young man going forward. And, of course, as we mentioned, the 3-game week next week, you're going to need every single player that you have with this deep bench.
Yeah, you're going to need that depth next week. When you're starting off your week with Marshall County, now if you remember, Marshall County got out and ran, right? These young men have got to be ready to get their running shoes on, because you know that they will. They'll go out, they'll get out and run, and they're going to force the issue. And so knowing that, if I'm them, if I'm Coach Dawson, I'm having my guys prepared, right? And I'm having all the way from Elisha to the end of the bench, right? Those guys that we saw at the end of the game, they have got to be ready to play. And so it's a whole team mindset all week.
And Cam, we can speculate all that we want, but really only time will tell. We will not know how the Bulldogs have prepared for this game until tip-off on Monday. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope to see you there. Or if you can't make it in person, we hope that you can join us on the live stream, as we find it to be a privilege and an honor to be able to bring these games to you. We appreciate the support you all have given to this radio station. But until then, Hickman County leaves Fairview tonight victorious by a final score of 74-28. I'm Josh Copley, and for my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters, WNKX tells you good night, and we will see you next time.